Yeah!
Hello, everybody! Thank you for coming once again to the King of Tides by Hero Club.
Woo!
Woo! Oh, yeah. All right. We are here once again, Tuesday, our special night of the week that we all look forward to very much as we all try not to die on a weekly basis. My name is George Primavera. I am going to be your dungeon master this evening, as I am every evening here. We also have our player characters who we will meet in more detail in a second, but we have Hannah Fagerbaki, Dylan McCullum, Natasha Mercado, Gabe Greenspan, and Jackie Emerson here. And we're just gonna lay down some quick ground rules for what the world that we play in is. So if you've ever listened to our podcast where we cut everything down and make it really like fast-paced and immersive with all of our sound effects and music, you might have heard our Here There Be Monsters season, which is the same universe that this campaign is taking place in. So things to note, everybody's playing anthropomorphic animal characters. The technology is like mid-18th century, very piratey, very tropical. We also have some general monarchical rules in place that explain that magic is illegal and punishable by death or worse. We have one religion that is sanctioned throughout the land, the Church of Sol, S-O-L. And those church members long ago carried out an Inquisition-like event that reduced the amount of magic in the continent and in the region to very dwindling small numbers. Let's go ahead and meet everybody's character, shall we? Let's start off with Hannah Fagerbaki. Hannah, tell us about your character.
Hello, my name is Hannah Fingerbacon, and I play Cano, a goose. And she's a paladin, and what else? And with a little bit of warlock. And that's it. Just a little
Jackie Emerson.
Hello, I'm Jackie, and I'm playing Joey, the 10-year-old rogue coyote who likes to do magic, even if she doesn't do it well.
Gabe Greenspan.
Hi, I'm Gabe. I play Zygo Coiltail, the chameleon Circle of Stars Goo-Drew. That is a Goo Warlock Druid mix that I'm gonna coin by the end of the time we played this thing.
Dylan McCullum.
Hi, I'm Dylan McCullum. I play fan favorite Nesbit Bisbee. He's an anteater, swarmkeeper, ranger, and great one warlock, just for a little sprinkling of flavor. Also,
sprinkle.
what? To do our disclaimer of bugs in the campaign.
Bugs.
As always, because animals are people. Bugs are animals, and we're so sorry if you're squeamish about bugs. Get the hell out. It's your last warning. I'm so sorry.
Get over your fears.
This one is not a problem. So this one, just a couple of people riding spiders that we're dealing with right now. That's it. Simple stuff. And then finally, we have Natasha Mercado.
Hi, I'm playing Zaza, a hyena barbarian. I had some awkward conversations last time, and hopefully not so awkward this time. So.
Natasha's been road raging, which we've coined the term, where she is just raging and getting shot in the like oncoming crossbow bolts. So she's got a lot to deal with right now. Yeah, okay. What happened last time, gang? Should we sum up what's going on? We're on the run, right?
Ambush.
Yes.
Fireflies helped.
Fireflies
we don't know
did
from
help.
the bushes.
Yeah, we
spiders.
had some major help from Fireflies illuminating where this ambush was awaiting all of you. So far, we have been taking off through the clay peaks, just desperate to avoid what looks like. I mean, let's jump over to our battle screen, shall we, and check out the situation as we sort of set the scene here.
I was in the wagon, totally fine.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with you in the wagon.
Nothing wrong.
Except that I believe you were out of it.
I was.
But we did have some good news up on the top here. If we look up, we have Flavio and Sinbad who appeared out of the blue to assist.
Yes.
Flavio.
Right now it looks like Sinbad is Eldritch blasting a massive outcropping of rock right up here on this side to seal the passageway once you guys have breached.
Oh. Did you ever tell us who I accidentally made fall asleep?
Oh, yes. You made fall asleep lots of folks who were, I believe, holding dynamite and were coming to bomb your cart, which in turn made their cart bomb as they fell asleep holding lit dynamite.
We've all been there.
We've all
All
been
been
there.
there.
Classic stuff. And I believe we were at, unfortunately, a kind of a bummer point turn order where we have all of the carts were about to take their movement in turns.
Oh no.
That's correct.
So I hate to start us off on a bummer, but I also kind of love it. Here we go.
Oh,
It gives George life.
Once I navigate back to the battle screen, because this little swipey on my computer is just a little bit sensitive. That's my bad, guys. This is loading in 10 seconds. But
Good.
let's remind ourselves of the turn order really quick. So it's going to be the carts, then it's going to be Cano, and then we can see that we go back up to the top of the order here with Nesbit.
And George, I still have a held action for when that left cart moves. That was the last thing that I had done on my turn.
Held action for when the left cart moves.
Yeah, the
Roger,
one
Dodger.
coming around the mountain when she comes.
I see you.
I've heard that
Okay.
before.
Well,
Nope.
we're going to resolve that right about
Am I-
now then.
It's a fully original.
You should. I think there's something there, Gabe.
Is it a melody? There's a melody in my head, but I can't.
I don't know. You should maybe
It's going to come into view
copyright it.
right here. So you may go ahead and take that action for me, please.
Hell yeah. Zygo will drop whatever he was concentrating on. I don't honestly remember. It doesn't. Oh, on the empowered bugs pulling our cart. He will drop that. He will cast Entangle on the whole damn thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Where are you casting the entangle? So sorry.
I am casting the Entangle as that cart turned the corner. I wanted to cast it right where it was coming up.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's a 20-foot square. So if I can, I'd
You're
like
gonna
to
entangle
do.
the cart, I would take it then?
Yeah. Well, I'd want to entangle both beetles who are pulling the cart,
Got it. Yeah, no
and
problem.
then the first 4 or 5 people in the cart, because it is a 20-foot square. Should be able to get all of them.
They do sprout up from the ground, correct?
They do indeed.
So technically, for everybody in the cart, they are going to have full cover against that spell, so they're not.
Then
going to be
the
targetable
beetles.
But the cart is targetable, and the beetles are totally targetable.
Then that is what I'm doing. The front wheels of the cart and the beetles.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm gonna make the beetles save right here.
It is strength
what does it look like,
saves.
Gabe?
As
Oh,
Zygo.
Really quick, MJ Russell, thanks for the 2 months in a row. Hey, look at that.
Hey!
2 subscribe. Hey,
Yes.
so dope of you.
Yay!
So
Yay.
sick. Thank you. All right, Gabe, sorry, resume.
Zygo stretches his hand wide and does like a plunging down motion. As he does, vines and weeds sprout up around the feet of the beetles and the front of the cart, just a little ways away.
Okay, the beetles effectively make their save, and so does the cart.
Oh.
Really? They
so,
all beat
yes.
a 16 strength? How dare they?
I rolled nat 19, nat 17, nat 18. in
Well,
that
that's
order.
the worst thing I've ever heard, George.
I know. So they do get over your entangle. They're going to take their turn as normal, which is going to be a lot of crossbow fire coming at you guys right now.
Whoa.
Several
That
of them from
sucks.
rather sufficient sources. So, let's see where we're at here. The 2 in the front, Nesbit, you are going to take the first crossbow bolt. Let's see what we got here. First one fires through the air. What's your AC, Nesbit?
16.
16.
Oh. Spirit failed.
That is going to be a hit. Spirit shield?
Yeah.
That'll
Okay,
reduce
here we
the
go. Let me roll the damage. Okay, it is high damage. Spear shield, go ahead and roll that reduction dice.
That's 2d6.
2d6.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right. Roll it. I'm trying. Roll.
Roll it, baby.
Okay, 1. And roll it, go quick. And 3.
1 and 3. So, Nesbit, you only take 8 piercing damage.
Oh boy, okay.
And that's
All right.
the first crossbow bolt.
Another crossbow bolt fires at Zaza. Zaza, that is going to be a 23 to hit you.
Oh my god.
Lord, man.
I believe that is a hit. That is going to be 6 piercing damage. Reduced in half is you only take 3 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then another crossbow bolt fires also at Zaza. That is going to be a 17 to hit you. Does that beat your AC?
Yeah.
Okay, it does. That's going to be a hit. That is going to be max damage with a 15 piercing damage. Reduced in half is 7 piercing damage for Natasha. So Zaza only takes 7 piercing damage from that. Second attack. All right, now we have all the smaller guys on the back who are, several of them are lighting wicks up, but haven't quite got the dynamite up, so there's only going to be 2 arrows. One of them is
Good to know there's dynamite.
the front wheel. Yeah, you can see the little
Which
light up
wheel?
in the back, yeah. That will be, I'll point out the 2 that you notice.
I think I've used all my.
This guy right here, and this guy right here.
Sure.
All right. 2 arrow shots. One of them does hit the front wheel. That is going to be only 3 reduced in half because it's resistant. 1 damage to the front left wheel.
We love it.
Okay.
Yes.
And we have got these guys right here.
George, can I ask a question?
You may.
Isn't this area heavily obscured right now? So wouldn't the shots be potentially with a disadvantage?
Do you have you puffed on the cigarette yet? The cigar?
I think I did at the very end
Yeah.
of last session.
Yes.
Very end.
Fell out. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
so
very
I
much
think
did.
all of the shots
right.
should be.
Let me do a quick thing here. I'm gonna roll like a group disadvantage for the 3 shots I just took. Okay. So the first 2 that we resolved are still gonna be hits.
Cool.
But the third one is not going to be. So Natasha regains 7 HP.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
This also means
Yay.
our attacks will be at disadvantage,
And
though,
let
right?
me
Because
do.
it is.
It does. Only Jackie will be able to attack without disadvantage because she is immune to the effect.
Sorry.
Yeah, and then go ahead and give that front left wheel 1 HP back, Dylan.
Okay.
And then
Yay.
unfortunately, Kano is not in a heavily obscured area. Is that correct?
Probably
I
not.
Jackie?
don't think
Probably
so.
Probably not. Okay, I'm just checking on the map to see how wide it is.
But like, no
Kano-
way the people on the cart would like.
But she's
100%.
prone,
I'm like behind
so-
a cart.
I think
100%.
she's right on the
You are
edge.
technically prone, so all of these attacks are going to have disadvantage against you. So that's good.
I'm prone.
You're
Gotcha.
prone. You were
You
not
fell
you were
out
flung
of a
off and you were
car.
prone.
I thought I like landed superhero style on one knee,
Totally.
Hell nah.
tossed
So,
my
but
feathers.
this is going to
That's
be
prone in
1,
D&D.
2, 3, 4, 5 attacks on you, all at disadvantage. First attack is going to. One of them was an at 20, but that is going. Oh, you have a really high AC. That's 21. Does that hit you?
Needs.
Oh,
Needs.
it does hit you.
Needs.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that is going to be big damage. That's going to be 15 piercing damage.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Next attack.
So that was
is
your
going
first
to
time
be.
taking damage, right?
Second, that
Next
one.
attack is a
But
10
my
to
first
hit,
one
which I'm
gave me
sure
38.
misses.
That misses.
Yeah.
Next one is a 15 to hit, which misses, and the next one
Get
is
outta
a
here.
botch.
Hey.
Yes.
Roll that
Severity.
Just a 25, so it's just going to be a miss. Arrow flies off into nothing.
Good for them, I
Um,
guess.
And then Kano, it's your turn.
So Kano is gonna hop on Pop right up and get in the card.
Okay, so that's half your movement to get up, and then you're taking the dash action to
So-
hop up into the cart.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
boom,
that's
she's
not how I
back
move
in.
myself. Get together. Where?
What
I miss?
Let me just do a quick roll really quick. Okay, got it. Sick. All right, next up, top of the order is Nesbit.
Okay. Sorry. So I can't see anything. Or at least
We'll be out of this after the next turn.
it's at disadvantage. I will hold an attack until I can see clearly.
Okay, got it. So when you move out, basically.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Next up is going to be Azaza.
Okay, so I can just get us to Flavio now, right?
You can
Yes.
get, yeah, pretty sure. Isn't the movement like
And out
90?
of the cloud.
90.
Yeah, it's 90.
Okay, the spiders are gonna move with you for a moment, but no need to worry. Okay, yeah, you guys are gone. For all intents and purposes, we're going to keep the turn order up, Dylan, but we can get away from the battle screen because there's nothing left to see here. But you guys rip through this canyon over here. You see Flavio waving you on, as I said before. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And then Sinbad there is a massive blast from his hand. Where is that blast sound? Oh, God, I'll get better at it, guys. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Blast!
Boom. There's a huge impact on the side of the cliff, a huge rumbling. And then every bit of clay and rock slams down into the valley. And the cart's running alone. Everything's kind of quiet. Everything slows down. And you guys realize that nobody's chasing you.
Are we all here? Are we all right?
I'm back. But hurting a bit. How's everyone's health doing?
Nesbit and I took a lot out front.
Yeah, Nesbitt's just kind of teetering on passing out. You just hear him just kind of mutter, "Keep going, just don't stop. Keep going."
Hannah's gonna go over to both of them and put her hand on each of their shoulders and boom them 7 HP each.
Okay, what is that, a lay on hands you're using right there?
You know it.
You know it. Lay on hands effectively restores some of their wounds. You see it suture up a little bit, 7 HP back to both of you.
Zygo will do a similar thing. To Zaza will go, try to heal a little bit, and will cast Healing Word, and because of the starry form he has up, can also heal a second creature within 30 feet. So it'll be 7 healing to Zaza, and 8 healing to Nesbit.
Hey.
Joey goes up and tugs on Cano's armor and holds out a healing potion. She goes, "I think you should take this."
Oof, I agree. I'm not looking so hot. But what is the stats on the healing potion?
It's
2d4 plus 2.
Okay. How many do we have?
10.
10. But she's gonna deny it and say, save it for another time. And she will lay on hands herself 7 HP as well.
Flying above you suddenly and settling down onto your cabin is, of course, Flavio, who dusts himself off, sheathes his sword that he didn't use even a single time, well, that was a fun bit of excitement, wasn't it? How are you all? Nice to meet you, miss. My name is Flavio, the greatest highwayman Emporia has ever known.
Nice to meet you. I'm Zaza.
He takes do you outstretch your hand? Yes?
I do it.
Takes it, and shakes it, vigorously. Seems to be sweating.
Flavio?
Flavio is a bird of paradise. So he is, kind of plain up until, his, neck feathers, and then it gets very colorful and very, like, plumed. But he's wearing bright, baby blue and red clothing to kind of compensate for his lack of color in his lower feathers. Then Sinbad the penguin, sort of jogging behind, because he is flightless, catches up to you all immediately.
Nice to meet you too. She shakes his fin.
Yep, his flipper. Yeah.
This is Sinbad. He has been very helpful to us in the past. A good man.
Well, nice to meet you. Thank you for your help out there.
Of course, it was the least we could do. Stepping back to being the center of attention. After all, and he kind of sidles up next to Cano and says, "We must take better care of our friends." And
Cano's gonna like friendly slap him on the back.
Ha ha! Yes, very good. Well,
Flavio, do you know who those people were who set the ambush?
Well, of course, it was the Crown. Who else would it be? They made quite the stink about setting up a perimeter around the northern half of the Red Spine.
Is Boris Niles there?
Boris Niles? I don't know anything about a Boris Niles.
Very nasty. And she'll nod at Sinbad and say, "You'll want to be careful with your magic when he's around here."
He just gives you like a, all right. He doesn't know who that is either, but he'll gives you a listen. So where are you off to now, friends?
That is a good question.
Right now we're set for Brickton, yeah?
I thought we were going to Key East.
We've got a lot of places we have to go, essentially. First, we're thinking Key East. And after that, maybe back to Brickton.
East.
Yeah.
You know,
what about you?
I had a cousin from Key East, I think. I can't remember. Either that or Fort Donna. Somewhere east. Key East is a beautiful city, though. It's, I've heard a rather hoity-toity establishment. Some place that I think I could retire one day.
You've never been?
Well, a highwayman is known for many a robbery, and I did originate, off on Masangu, so, Key East was an entry point and the site of, a great many botched robberies. So I don't tend to return eastward as often anymore. Of course, now the west is the site of a botched robbery or two, since you did find me in shackles in Brickton. Perhaps south. Yes. Salzado, maybe.
If
Flavio,
you don't want to stay, I have relatives over there.
I will be careful not to, rob anyone with swarming galaxy eyes. Should we talk about that?
Maybe.
I'm sorry, Miss Hyena, Zaza, you were saying something?
Yes, Flavio, it's so great to finally meet you, but what were you doing there?
Where?
On the edge of the forest, so conveniently where we were headed.
Well, something that this one, pointing to Kano, said to me sort of stuck with me a bit, and, well, we noticed a great deal of hustle from some monarch-marked carriages, and figured we'd just give it a bird's eye view, see if you were all right, and Shaga was actually the one who pointed out that the entirety of Fort Fleet seemed to be evacuating. So naturally, I went ahead and scouted. And then, of course, Sinbad, he can fly only sometimes, so we both went ahead and took a little bit of a look. And, well, we sure found you, especially when we looked towards the swarming fireflies in the sky. Made quite a spectacle.
How is Shaga? Is she nearby?
Oh, no, she is all right, but not so mobile as us. So he's back at camp. But she
Wait.
sends her regards.
If the swarming fireflies in the sky caught your attention, then isn't there a possibility that other people could have seen it too?
Yeah. Yes. I suppose. Oh. Salt, we should go. Sinbad, we should go now. All right, well, this was all very nice. I suppose it's, very, very sad. I wanted to sort of have, like, a heartfelt goodbye with all of you, but now I don't really feel like there's time, but you know what? Let's try it. Kano, he, immediately pulls each of you aside to give the fastest goodbye that he absolutely can. All right. This is gonna be a test for even me. Oh, God. Kano, from the moment I met you, I knew that you were a woman of gravitas, and you taught me an important lesson, to respect my friends and also to respect everyone that I meet to some degree. So I shall be robbing people still, but I will do it with a modicum of respect I did not do it with before, and I blame you for that partially. Blame I mean in a good way, and he gives you a big hug. All right, yes, Galaxy Eyes Chameleon. I have forgotten your name, my dear friend. I'm so sorry. It's coming to me. I'm running out of time. Yes, ever since you freed me from those shackles in Brickton, I have known you were a man of good heart. And encountering you again in the Clay Peaks only served to... Okay, I'm running out of time. It only served to prove to me that making friends is important and I should trust more people more willingly, which was the foundation for which I accepted the lesson that Kano taught me just moments earlier. So thank you for that very much. Hyena woman, I've only just met you, but I can tell you are a good of heart. And I shall encounter you again on the road as we approach our destinies further along. I can only feel that we are fated to meet once again. Anteater, you have yet to shower, and so I shall stay at this distance. But I just want to tell you from afar that I fear you, and I think that is what you want, so that's a compliment to you. So what I'm trying to do is compliment you. And, young one, I have not much to say to a child. All right, everyone, wonderful to meet you, and I bid you adieu. Sinbad, any words? Yes, hurry it along. That was actually quite beautiful. Very good. All right.
Hanno is weeping.
And we are away. And he eventually flies off, giving a couple of backwards glances and leaves you guys parked basically in this small valley where you found some cover for the time being.
Did he only remember Kano's name? Because that is wildly insulting.
It was beautiful. Hanno was particularly moved by Sinbad's speech, which I'm sure was
Shakespearean.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful about coming together and finding allies and family, a chosen family. It was a lot of beautiful themes of protecting those that you would deem worthy of love. Because everything's worthy of love, so everything needs to be protected. Really came in sweet at the end. Yeah.
Nesbit just kind of... Nesbit is just covered in blood, kind of delirious. A state in which he's been far too often. Just, just kind of, pats, Zaza on the shoulder. Says, you drive cart very good. Grub child, how is the... And he stops himself and just points to the secret compartment.
Oh, that's right. Grub child goes and knocks on the on the compartment saying it's safe.
Okay. The compartment opens, and like a vampire, out sits Sven, completely covered in paint.
Oh my god.
Just like soaked with every paint. None of it is still in the can. It is all on him. He is shook and seems to be more than a little shell-shocked. Let me see if I can sum up his face.
Oh, Joey immediately goes and goes, what happened? What happened to all the paints? It's okay. We beat the bad guys. I did fire, and then they left, and then the moth came, and it went to the fire, and then we got out, and then there was fog, and then there was Flavio. Are you okay?
Oh, he was in the cart the entire time.
He just sort of checks himself. He doesn't think any bones are broken, but you see him start to well up with tears.
Zaza with reins in her hands goes through her pack really quickly and pulls out a music box and hands it to Joey to give to Sven.
Joey nods at Zaza and then slowly hands it to Sven, and as she does, she starts playing it.
Okay, you take the music box out. 1 second. Jesus Lord.
Did you not have a music box sound effects just sitting there?
Oh, do I not? What were you saying?
Oh, creepy.
It's sort of creepy. He stares at. Sorry, that's what the gods have deemed, that your music box is mad creepy.
So soothing. This sure would help any child feel more comfortable.
Zaza's clown summoning
Is
demon.
Zaza like closing her eyes and like jamming out to it too?
Zaza.
Yeah. Ooh.
Roll. Oh my god. Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Freaking
Who,
kidding
me or Zaza?
Zaza.
Right. Wait, so with disadvantage, what does with disadvantage mean?
You roll twice to take the lower number.
Oh
Well,
no.
okay. Shit. So first I got a 6.
All right.
Okay.
Second one I got a 16.
So the first one is the 6, unfortunately. So he skitters away from you, looks horrified. Instinctually just like throws himself around Joey and hides his face, which of course covers Joey in paint. And
Can Kano?
yeah,
Can
Kano,
try to
if
go
you-
over and salvage any of the paint? Like, is any still usable?
there's like a little paint in the cans, as there would be, like a little bit left over, but it's nothing that would be substantial enough to do what he needs to do.
Joey turns down to Sven and goes, hey, look at this. And with her finger, she scoops a little paint off of Sven's nose and then puts it on the wall. And then looks at him.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
21.
Okay. He laughs a little bit, just like a little exhale through his nose, and then he starts taking paint off of himself and putting it on the wall of like a red canvasy canyon wall that you guys are adjacent to. And he kind of just entertains himself by putting stuff up on there, and he seems to be making some kind of picture, but you can't really tell what it is, but he busies himself with that.
Joey joins him.
Okay, yeah, Joey can...
He's like scooping the paint off of herself and like throwing it on the wall.
Yeah,
it's far less artistic, but...
The two kids are having a good time painting all over the wall.
Cool.
Meanwhile, the adults get to take their breath and talk about what the hell just happened a little bit and what the plan is. Oh, first of all, UGA Jeremy, thank you for the gift sub. So sick. You guys are the absolute best.
Hell yeah, he got me in on the honk train.
Got game on the honk train. Hell yeah, guys. Yeah, we use the honk emotes for anybody who subscribe, and you gotta throw those out every time something fun happens. Also, we're resizing it a little bit to make the honk a little bigger, but for now,
we love a big honk.
We love that big honk, but it looks it's still so fun. Okay. Transitioning away from you guys, do you guys want to start a fire, or do you want to keep it kind of as quiet as possible? No lights?
Are we gonna try and keep moving? That feels like
I would love to keep moving.
We're gonna keep moving. Okay, yeah.
That feels like the move.
You give Sven and Joey like 5 minutes to catch their breath. Let Sven kind of recover. Sven is still like absolutely covered in paint, but you get a little bit of the water that you've got, and you rub it, so he's like recognizable as a thing that's alive, but he is still covered in paint. You can pretty much only see his eyes. You've cleared his eyes and like his nose and mouth, etc. But he just kind of sits in there with a whole blanket. Taking a quick inventory as to what you guys are actually carrying with you. Just in this brief moment before you guys continue on, you guys will check out that you've got rations worth 50 portions full of rations. You just got a little bit of Vegemite bread, which is vegetables and mites baked into bread.
Gross.
And then you've also got some nut roach loaf, which is chopped up cockroach and like almonds and stuff. It looks like an olive loaf, but the bits are like nuts and bugs.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, my favorite.
In this world, that's delicious.
There's also, it seems to have been like a gift, but there is one very thick, hard, hockey puck-like fruitcake that's also been included. You guys literally pick it up. It does not break form. You give it a little tap on the side of the wagon, and it does not break form. But that's also in there. And then besides that, just some basic supplies. You've got like several portions of 50 feet of rope. And then, is there anything in particular that you would have liked to take that is just like we should make a note of now? Anything a little bit specialty? Some climbing equipment is also included.
Extra paint.
No.
We're going to a city.
Great. So yeah, it's just bare minimum stuff. So then after that, off you go. Off on kind of a slow pace because you're not sure about the ground in front of you, but your beetles are a little haggard. Though they've appreciated the second to catch their breath, and you guys go on your way. Where are you guys in the cart as we travel along?
Did that count as a short rest before we moved?
Yes, we can take a short rest. We can take 30 minutes to take inventory, make sure everybody's okay. The path was well sealed, and you guys went a good distance before we took this little moment, so yes.
Yeah.
Everybody go ahead and during this make a perception check for me, though.
I botched it.
7.
You're painting. It's okay.
17.
19.
10.
And Hannah, what'd you get?
7.
Okay. Zygo, you're the only one who notices the moth from earlier is still flittering around. And you see several fireworks go off in the distance, like really far in the distance. And then you do actually see reinforcements arrive by air on Flying Beetle, but they all seem very preoccupied with this giant-ass moth. And even though eventually the moth beats do stop fluttering after like 10 minutes, then there's no sound.
All right, Zygo will just relay to the group like, we should be no lights and as quiet as possible for a little bit longer. It seems that there are enemies all around us.
Where are you guys in the cart?
I'm still driving.
Still driving.
Am I also wearing the monarch hat and the gloves?
Yeah, so Zaza, you've got that monarch butterfly helm on.
That's
and
sweet.
the fancy white gloves with little diamonds in each cuff. And otherwise, you're like, like, you're not wearing armor, right? So you're just wearing like
No,
practical.
I'm wearing leather.
You're wearing, yeah, not armored leather, just leather. Bug leather, all strapped up in bug leather. Yeah, you guys will trundle along. You just got to figure out where exactly you're headed.
Zygo, by the way, is in the sort of back of the cart, keeping eyes through the teeny tiny peephole in the back, just to make sure there's nothing on the back.
Sven and Joey are probably playing in the opened compartment, throwing a couple little...
hanging against the wall.
There's a couple of nuts that they're maybe like throwing with, and they're painting the inside of the smuggler's hatch with fun little finger paints.
I have a
And
question.
just as a... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Does short rest give us health back?
It can give you health back. So on a short rest, you can use hit dice. As a level 7 barbarian, you have 7 d12 that you can spend whenever you want. So you can roll however many of those d12 you want per short rest. And you recover the number that comes up, plus your constitution modifier times the amount of dice you rolled.
Okay.
So how many do you want to use of the 7?
Also, you only get half as much as your total back on a long rest. So if you're metering out how many to use at a given time, that's just a good number to have.
Okay, because I have 60 health. I'm at 31 right now. What do you guys think? Should I use some of it?
If you're
Yeah.
at 60 and you're 31, I mean, like, you're at half.
Yeah.
So as long as you guys don't encounter anything that's gonna hurt you for the rest of the day until you can sleep, then you're fine.
Wait, you don't gain back all of your hit dice after a long rest?
You get
Half.
back all your hit dice, but when you don't get all your HP back after a long rest, you gain half your HP.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Actually, I didn't
No.
know that.
Flip that. You get half your
Hit dice.
half
hit
your
dice.
used hit
Sorry,
dice back after a long rest. Half of your
Yes.
maximum.
Yes. Sorry.
So if you use all of them, you only get half back.
the next
Things
day.
I didn't know.
All right. Cool. Sorry,
Good
that's
to
what I meant
know.
to say, and I said the opposite. Cool. Yeah, you guys are. Feel free to make your call because I don't think we have a couple of options, and we have we are heading eastward towards Key East, but I don't think we've made a plan as to where we are going necessarily, or if we're going directly there, or if how we're approaching in. I will say, let's have everybody make a quick survival check for me.
Ooh.
18.
10.
19.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh.
So only Kano, Zygo, and Joey know that the next part of their journey is probably that they're going to hit the Royal Plains, which is wide, vast, open country, extremely hilly, but like it's almost like an ocean of grass. It really feels like just big, swampy hills, too much sky above you.
Nowhere to hide.
And then let me just have a history check from those 3 people.
11.
Okay, no.
18.
17.
Kano and Zygo further know that there are several dangers to be aware of out in the Royal Plains. The one benefit to being out in this territory is that you can see everything around you. There's usually a good amount of food to salvage, so it's pretty survivable. But there are creatures that survive in this big, wide open space that are very elusive and extremely dangerous. Caravan destroying massive creatures do exist out here. That's the main reason that none of this land is settled. And it
They
was just
tend to be
deemed-
more.
It was basically
nocturnal?
they do not tend to be nocturnal.
Okay.
Not that you would know yet. Some things
Right.
do, some things don't. There's a day and a night cycle to this kind of
Sure.
environment.
Sure.
Is it like giant worms? That's my guess.
That's not probably far off.
But again, rare. You would know, Zygo, that like what they used to say in Salzado is the monarchy wanted to settle this land, but could never get a settlement to stick without getting destroyed or having their trade supplies cut off.
Okay.
So they deemed it like protected natural land to appease people, but like we're never going to be able to settle it anyway.
Is there much monarchical oversight of that area? Like if we're
No.
traveling through that area, okay, so it's safe in that regard.
Yeah, the monarchy has like cut their losses in that area.
Like a
Not to
national park.
Yeah, kind of like a national park. They're like not really patrolling. It's very light in there. There might be people living there, but they're not in any kind of town or city.
Cool.
And it would probably take you, if you guys didn't stop, or if you guys stopped for like 8 hours a day to sleep, it'd probably take you 3 days to get across. Now I need, just Zygo, I need you to make another history check. All right, let's have it be a nature check.
24.
24. This is a special season in as we cross the Royal Plains. It's cicada season.
Oh boy.
So cicada season is especially dangerous on the Royal Plains because cicadas can be all sizes. They can be the size of a little cicada, or they can be the size of a house. And
Cool.
what happens is cicadas kind of begin to brew and come from the ground as a storm. The closer to the center of the storm, the bigger the cicadas get.
Jesus.
And now I need you to make a perception check and then a nature check if you succeed the perception check.
Oh god.
Perception is a
Everybody or just
15.
Zygo?
Just Zygo.
15 on perception.
Okay.
Should I make the nature check?
Perception, yeah, you will make the nature check. For the perception check, I'll tell you, you do not see any cicada shelling or anything like that on the ground as you start to approach the border of the Royal Plains.
Okay. And the nature check is a 16.
16. It definitely hasn't happened yet. The cicadas have not emerged,
Okay.
but it's the season.
Gotcha. Zygo will communicate all of that to the party. Heads up, eyes aware. If we start seeing small ones, we should know big ones are coming. Stay close and let's get through this place as quickly as we can.
Okay. We're traveling through the night now. Are we gonna go ahead and keep moving through the nighttime?
Should we? I'll ask us. Should we try to? It seems as if the monarch's focus is elsewhere, at least for the moment. Should we try to rest before? Should danger emerge on the plains, so that we are rested and ready to take it?
How far have we gone since we left the encounter, George?
Just a little bit, 5 or 6 miles maybe, and that's like an hour of travel. It's pretty difficult ground to cover. You guys are still emerging from like the mountainscape, so there's lots of large rocks and paths to follow. You can't really travel in a straight line. However, everybody make a perception check, please.
23.
23.
21.
Rolling horribly. 7.
Zaza is like so tired. What a fucking day for Zaza. So she does not notice, but the rest of you do notice the road that appears up ahead. But the road is basically traveling north-south, so it appears perpendicular to you, as if it's heading you off. Were you to follow this road, you would either go north or south, left or right, or you could continue forward. So basically, what you have right now is an option to either take the road and take the long way around and have this journey be longer and maybe have to pass through different civilization, or take the direct, fast, potentially hazardous route, but you know that there's no monarch presence there. And you can go north or south. If we open up, actually, can we get the map up, Dylan?
Give me a second.
So
If we go
kinda-
south, we're going through Bovington,
We can kind of plot our land.
which I'm sure Sven would like.
Sven probably would like that, considering he, I believe, is from there.
So, or at least it's where he's been trying to get us to go, right? How much do we know about Stillborough to the north?
Stillborough, everybody roll a history check. This is where I disseminate all the lore.
Yeah, right.
17.
4.
Who got above a 15? Oh, Dylan, you don't know any of this. So Nesbitt has never even heard of Stillborough. So Stillborough is a massive, massive city. It is actually easily the most populated city in all of Emporia. The reason that is like a little bit elusive is that most of it's underground. Stillborough is a relatively quaint town on top, but that's basically like the tourist front. That's where people go to visit Stillborough. Then you get to like the gritty underneath Stillborough, and it is a massive hive-like complex of mostly smaller animals because the ceilings tend to be kind of low and all the passageways like only about 10 feet. Otherwise people tend to get like claustrophobic down there. They absolutely can and do business down there, but it's just like not as comfortable for larger creatures to be down there. It's got a very New York-y vibe to it. Did anybody get like over a 20 on that? Okay, that's all I have for you. Any other questions?
It would seem to me that our greatest threat at the moment is the monarchy. People are trying to take us out because of what we can do.
We've always been the greatest threat.
Can I do some kind of perception check on which way to go?
Make a based on what? What are you looking for in this check?
Well, I'm looking for, I don't know, if there are creatures.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh my god. A 13?
A 13. So in your immediate vicinity, there's definitely nothing on your tail. You have a good amount of sight around you, nothing above you. It's a pretty clear sky right now. So you don't get a lot of clues. Give me a quick nature check. Two. I don't have much else to tell you for that nature check. I'm so sorry. But that doesn't mean that you still can't be involved in the discussion. You guys want to talk about it a little bit and weigh pros and cons of each area?
So remind me, there's two people that we're trying to find. There's the engineer and there is the
There's 3, right?
the
There
scientist.
are two people.
Okay.
You were told to find. There is a smith in Port Sal,
Right.
Smith.
and there is a scientist in Key East by the name of Reshka Honeyspot.
Right.
The smith you were not given the name of, I don't believe.
No, you aren't.
Yeah, just a Smith.
But he's like the most famous smith in Port Saul.
So,
But like only
Oh.
used by the monarchy. That's why he's like identity kept a secret. But yeah, Key East is the closest place to you guys.
Right, Port Saul would be
Or
a
you could
real
take the long
fucking
way
hike.
around and go. You can go Bovington, and take the south route. Maybe drop Sven off if you wanted to, or you can go up through Stillborough and then take a right through Key East.
where's Sven? He's gone to the fucking market.
He is such a liability for us to have for so much longer. It seems
Is Joey
Who-
hearing this
foolhardy to try
conversation?
to bring him. Yeah, Zygo's not.
Yeah,
He's not.
no, Joey, you guys
Tell
are
about it.
traveling, so Joey is absolutely right there.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Has he been helpful in any fights or encounters that we have had so far?
Yes,
Ow.
he helps my soul. He's very supportive, just like no one else in my life, except for Cano.
Thank
Remind me,
you.
Did
I said except for Cano.
did he
I
break
know.
you out of Boros's fortress?
No, but he could.
Did he
could
help you
us.
when you were captured by Boros?
He tried.
I am not saying he is a bad person. I am saying he is a liability. I
He's
would not want to.
liability. He can help us. He has magic powers.
I would not want to drag him across plains full of giant. Thank you. I would not want to drag him across plains full of giant cicadas if there was a possibility that he will not make it. This is what I am saying.
I think
Also-
that we should ask him.
Just because we found him doesn't mean we get to keep him.
I think we should ask him what he wants to do.
Ben?
He thinks for a second, and then he looks at Joey, and then he just shrugs.
Aw.
And
Do you want to go home? Or do you want to stay with us?
Well, this is a very good line of questioning. I am so glad that this is what we have decided to do.
Everybody make an insight check. Joey with advantage.
Nat 20.
Good.
18.
19.
I did well. Dirty 20.
3.
Nesbit?
No, sorry. 5.
5.
Okay.
So Nesbit has no clue, but everybody else
Poor
quickly
Ne-
gathers
Nesbit's
that he
just hurting.
wants to go home, but he wants all of you to go home with him.
Day?
You know that we can't stay there.
He just looks kind of sad.
No.
If we got pains, could you take us home? If we get pains, he can do it.
Alright. Where between here and there do you think that we will find paints?
I don't know how directions work.
Oh, good. Zygo just puts his hands to his head and slowly beats his forehead against the back wall of the.
George, shouldn't I know
Fart.
something about trails? Can I do a perception check of like where to get paint?
Go ahead and do a survival check.
A survival check.
Oh, there's a paint store right down
What'd you
here.
get?
Oh, you don't remember the paint lean to? Just a.
Okay, a 20.
Did you roll a 20?
What's a dirty 20 with my.
It means it's like 17 plus 3 makes
Yeah, dirty 20.
20. Dirty 20. Okay.
She's got it.
Get
So-
that lingo.
Just from that, when Zygo says like, where are we gonna find paints between here and now? You remember that when in a pinch, your carnival and circus friends would make paints and dyes from natural materials.
That's great. Okay, so then can I do like a nature check to see if there's any plants around?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Survival.
Straight up, if we are sitting in a grove full of paint-making materials, Zygo's going to bash his head through this cart.
Well,
12. You've got red behind you.
behind us?
You've
Okay.
got brown. You've got red. You've got green in front of you from grass that you could easily blend up and try to make into something.
Let me guess what we're missing.
Yellow. No.
Yellow.
Can Joey also do a check for that?
Yeah, go ahead and do a survival check as you guys are kind of rolling.
Can we
along.
all make a survival check?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, I got a dirty 20.
I will stop the cart. What color are you looking for, Joey?
Yellow.
Yellow. There are scattered little yellow flowers, little daffodils poking up very intermittently, but you're able to kind of traipse through the grass along the cart as the cart's also trundling along and pick a few of them. Soon you'll maybe, after 20, 30 minutes, you might have enough to crush into a dye to make yellow.
What about blue?
Have we driven past the crossroad at this point? Or are we just
No,
going?
we are stopped at the crossroad.
We're stopped.
Oh, perfect place to stop. Okay.
They're blue.
I rolled a 17 on a survival check if I found blue.
You were looking for blue with a 17?
Yeah.
Okay, you do unfortunately cannot come up short.
I'm not
Nothing
very good
blue.
at painting, so I don't know. Is this blue? And it's like a purple.
It's not even a purple. It's like brown dirt. Trying
It's
to
like
trick me
a
into a
hue.
harder color to find? Are you kidding?
Nesbit,
It's just like purple, right? It's just like purple, the rarest color, right?
Nesbit just kind of
It's bright
shifts
pink.
and sits up, and just as like people are just like looking and almost like pointing out colors that it could be, and like things, and he just. So, where would we paint it? And if we did paint it, do you know how it works? And if you do know how it works, when we travel from one place to another, can we bring the cart? And if we do bring the cart, will we be transported into the middle of a city instantly with eyes all around us when, as I've been told by all of you countless times, we're trying to at some point be very careful about using magic.
Zygo's been nodding along to this.
I
Yes.
don't know if we want to take, and also, Joey, I think I scare Sven, so this is an honest question. I do not mean to be angry. I think that maybe you should ask for me if you would be willing, because I think I scare him. But if you could ask him that, does he know of any other place to paint other than Bovington? And if not, then we're already able to get there just by driving. It's not far. It's
How far is it?
Isn't it pretty close? Right, George?
How many days
Uh,
travel would it be to Bovington from here?
Bovington would be like 2 days, but it's a road, so it would be like pretty straight shot.
Yeah.
And not much to worry about. They wouldn't put a road, and like the road's a little dangerous, but like nothing like traveling through
Right.
totally unclaimed territory.
We gain what, one day from him spending the day painting to then get there in a way that we do not understand?
But-
He's tugging Joey's sleeve
Oh.
and trying to be like tap tap tap. Go ahead and make an insight check, Jackie.
Dirty 20.
I know other places too.
Oh. He says that he knows other places too. He could probably take us to Key East or where never mind. He could probably take us to other places, and it would be so cool. He's not a liability. He could be a help, but we also eventually will go home. If you want to go home, we can go home now. Joey turns to Sven and bends down. If you want, we can drive home right now. But then we probably have to say goodbye.
Oh, good. He is staying. Okay.
Cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen. Okay.
Zygo will switch over to telepathy with Kano and Nesbit What are we going to do? We need to make a choice, and we need to make it now. I am tired of talking in circles.
All right, Zaza, you just notice Zygo goes real silent and just looks at Kano and Nesbit, just like that.
Kano's gonna lean down to Sven and say, "Why do you want to go back to Bovington?"
And he just scrabbles in the dirt home.
Because if it's just for a visit, or do you want to get something there? Someone you want to see?
He just points home. Points at it in the dirt.
I mean, that's a good enough reason for me.
You guys have asked him in the past if he has family in Bovington, and he has said no.
Yeah, and he said no. But if there's like someone, he could still see like someone. There could be someone there that he wanted to talk to or something.
Can I ask him?
He looks up at you, but like, he's like still kind of in awe of you.
Yeah. Sven, have you ever heard of Masangu?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Okay, 14.
He looks like he's gonna shrink away from you, but then he just thinks for a second and says,
And do you know how to paint it?
and then he thinks for a second, but then he goes, make an insight check, Zaza.
Okay. 12.
When you're not getting it, that's enough that when he leans down in the dirt, he draws a line and then a little bump on top of the line and makes his hands like this. And you can kind of glean that he's trying to say that he has seen Masangu from the shores of Emporia.
Okay.
In her head, Candle will say to Nesbit and Zygo, as much as I would love to take him back to Bovington, I don't really see why, if he's going to stay with us.
It is simply a matter of what we think is safest at this point, whether it would be best to take the roads and brave the cities, or whether we think it would be better to go across the plains.
I think
I know that
the road, and I think we should let him see his home.
is the road from Bovington to Key East a heavily enforced place, George?
It would lead you through Fort Donner, which is a major city.
We're going down there.
If you followed the road. So
If we went
you're
all
up
the way
north.
through
If you went
Bovington.
all the way through, however, you could cut across the plains following the river here. And that may be, you would definitely be traveling across wild territory for much less time.
So what we are
Hey,
saying is either we can go across the territory now, or we can go be in a empire-controlled city and then try and get across the territory. This does not feel like an issue for me. I do not understand even why we are debating.
So you want to go across the plain?
I think I do not know.
Can you make a quick perception check, Zygo?
At 20.
Yeah, and you easily beat the nat 3 I just rolled for stealth. Sven has furrowed his brows and looks at a bit of the wet paint on his hand and just walks over to you and smears it on your thigh and looks up at you angry. And now you have a yellow thigh. And then he stalks back over to Joey.
All right. Do you want us to take you home? Because I have no problem doing that immediately.
And then he just puts one arm around Joey, but he's much smaller than Joey, so it's like kind of an upward hook.
Joey glares at Zygo.
Grubchild, you have to understand, the simple fact that we are not moving right now, or sleeping right now, or making a choice right now,
is a liability.
Then let's go. But Sven doesn't want to go home yet. If we have to take the road, we can take the road. We can go past Bovington. He can see it from the carriage, and then he can keep coming with us.
And then we will be briefing Fort Dahmer, a place that is certainly controlled by the monarchy.
So then what's the other option? We go
No, we
across
can
the
go
plains?
across the river. We can go across the river. Also, we can't just leave this child after deciding to not deliver him in a box to the Emerald Coast. We can't decide to just drop him off in a city where he could be picked up by the monarchy later. That's the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. If we weren't going to do it then, we're not going to do it now.
Joey holds out her hand and squeezes Kano's.
I think naturally everybody kind of looks to Zaza, probably.
Well, okay.
The only one who hasn't voiced an opinion.
I mean, I've said several times
Zaza said going to Bovington.
Yeah.
Going to Bovington to take him to see his home, but now
Nesbitt's
it's clear
opinion,
that he doesn't
I'm
want
less,
to do that.
He
less
doesn't
clear
want
on
to do
Nesbitt's.
He seems defiant at the thought of going home now.
Why is he changing his mind?
Because he's a child. We are
Right.
arguing
Zaza
with a
whips the reins.
child.
Zaza whips the reins, and we just go into the freaking field.
You are arguing
That's
for.
it.
You're going into the fields. Okay,
Yeah,
Zaza
we're
just.
doing it.
And you guys move across into the Royal Plain. Zaza, frustrated, just gives the reins a little kick. You guys begin to trundle off into the wilderness.
Kiana will ask Nesbit, you've been hunted in hunting the most out of all of us. You think this is the right way?
I think that we are going to be hunted for the rest of this time. We entered the Clay Peaks because we thought that it was going to be safer. From Empire rule, and it really truly just seems that it has spread further than we thought. There is no right choice. I do think that overall, considering the implications of the killing, it seems that you all, and this is, understand, I know that my wording is harsh, I have no judgment on this. It seems that you all have less qualms killing beasts in the wild. And it is less difficult to lie. I mean, there's nothing to lie about in the wilds. It is just simply, we are being chased by a big creature. Do we survive? Are we fit enough to do so? I think that this is a fine choice.
Sorry, the Beatles neigh.
Yeah.
Whatever. Sorry, there's no carriage drawn by Beatles sound effect.
Nesbit
Not yet.
Keep going, Nesbit.
sort of speaks outwardly. I am happy that we have someone with us, and he looks to Zaza, who doesn't seem to have any of our hang-ups, which I think we should discuss, as it feels as though my words sometimes get twisted, or at least my meaning, as my questioning of how to keep a child safe somehow can be seen as me wanting to give that child up or leave that child for dead. It is not the same thing. And I am not willing to be accused of it again. And he kind of just looks at Joey. I want the safety of everyone here. This is my colony now. And so I weigh options and think about things that might hurt us. hope that you can understand that that's how I see things. Anyway, Kano, I think that this is a fine way to go. It is in nature, and we can trust in nature, especially with you along.
Nature won't try to keep us prisoner, or worse.
Well, at least not with any malicious intent.
Death is death. But I don't want what the monarchy's got in store for any of us, should we be captured.
Nay. God, I hate that so much. All right.
No, that's just how beetles sound, George. I don't
That's how
understand.
beetles sound. It's their little mandibles. Guys, give me a second. I need to roll some dice.
Oh, shoot.
I was going to suggest that we take our long rest amidst the mountains where there was any kind of cover instead of on this long, empty, open stretch, but then we got into a conversation about whether we should go to Bovington, so now we're just in the middle of the nowhere.
Yeah. Speak up next time.
Well, I tried. Sure tried.
Are there cots in the back? Like, can we rotate taking long rests?
Yeah, you absolutely
That's what
can.
I was gonna say, is that everyone can rest right now, and then Nesbit and I can switch off, like...
That's right.
Yeah, I think we can do that, and that way we're always moving, and then...
Who's sleeping then?
Zaga will go to sleep.
Okay.
He's so tired after
Yo,
that conversation.
mad. Zygo's so cranky.
Who else?
Joey
Sven.
and Sven will probably curl up together. Just on
Sven.
the-
Sven is out before his head even hits the wood. He is just like, yeah, defiant.
Before Zygo goes to bed, Kano's gonna just in his head be like, also there's something I want to ask you about later. But it doesn't have
You
to
can
be now.
ask me now if you would like. I'm
No,
not.
you can go to bed, you sweet, sweet thing.
Okay. Zaga will curl up under his tail and go to bed.
All right, who's awake? Zaza and Nesbit?
Nesbit, yeah.
No, Nesbit goes to bed. I will be up there with Zaza. Nesbit, you are just solo.
Okay. Okay.
Kano gets in the front with Zaza. You two both make a perception check for me. And you guys don't
I'm
have any kind of...
notoriously good at these,
Perceptive
Natasha.
people.
I'm so scared.
Hey, can it?
Oh, okay, 16.
Good.
What'd you get,
Nothing to
Hannah?
my 12.
Okay, 16 and 12.
That's
The
better
night
than
is very clear.
nothing.
Nothing is coming out of any of like the sides, front or back of you guys. You're pretty diligent about the watch, and you guys can have a little conversation if you like, as these I think 8 hours are about to pass.
I
Right?
will say, we do need at some point to take like an hour to fix the cart as well.
Yeah, that's
yeah, you do
real.
need to take
The
some
cart
time, but
doesn't
probably
get a long
nighttime,
rest.
probably not the time yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But okay.
Well, I feel like distance is good.
Yes.
First.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's especially in this type of environment, day is going to be much safer for all of you just because you'll see things coming a long way off. Not to say that, like, dangerous things aren't awake during the day. It's just, visibility
Right.
is good.
Yeah.
And you do have dark vision, Natasha, so that's helpful.
I don't.
So you especially are, like, looking around with a bit of confidence and nothing near you. Yeah, you would have made that a disadvantage, Hannah, but don't worry. Zaza's got you covered. But yeah, you guys travel. Anything you'd like to discuss, as you two are the only two awake? You're the snorers of your compatriots behind you.
Ooh, the circus, huh?
The circus.
What was your? Did you juggle?
No, I was not a performer in any way at all. I set up the tents, and I shoveled shit, and I counted the money, and I comforted when people's hearts were broken. I did everything.
That? What kind of circus was this?
Well, circus performers are always falling in love.
Ah. Okay, small dating pool. I get it.
How do you know these crew? This crew.
This crew? Well,
Crew? Is it a crew?
Yeah, we're a crew. We could call us that. Zygo and Nesbit, and she will point to both of them asleep, were kind of together and then Joey and myself were also together. And then we all met up together in Brickton to pay off some debts. But Joey and I had already been living for a couple years in Brickton. Essentially, she kind of quite literally stumbled upon me a few years ago, and we stayed together ever since.
And do you like traveling as a group?
Oh yeah, it certainly beats just the boring monotony that was living in Brickton every day. But
I miss hanging out with magic animals.
right. There is something kind of freeing about being able to be myself again in a way I haven't been in a very long time around a group. It's a unique thing to this.
At the circus, everyone can do a little magic.
Oh,
Except,
really? But the crown's okay with it, or you guys just pretend?
oh, it's all behind the scenes is when they do magic, not at the show in any way. And if anyone did get any ideas of what magic was going on, I would get sent in and take care of it.
So you with the security.
Yes.
Wow. And Kano has like kind of a newfound level of respect for Zaza. I can't imagine it was very easy.
It wasn't very easy, and it's eventually what got me out of there. One night it just went a little too far in front of a few too many people, and they saw me beat up someone that was a little too important. And so security had to be replaced. And I miss my friends a lot.
I'm sorry you had to get taken from your group.
Thank you. What I'm really trying to get back to is Masangu.
So that's your end goal, is to end up back there?
Yes. Very much so. And I'm very interested in Sven being able to paint it.
It'll be interesting. We'll have to do a couple of tests, I think, with his painting to kind of figure out the rules a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully we can get you back home after this insane cross-the-country moon mission has been completed.
No doubts that I will be able to get back. I've been saving up for months, for so long, that it has to happen.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I don't think I've ever been to Masangu. I have not been to Masangu.
Amazing.
Right.
I can
Maybe we'll come for a visit.
Yeah.
You guys keep riding along this pathway. Zaza and Kano have a nice amount of conversation, but then, like, you know, you're respectful of your silences as the long ride across these rolling hills continues. Both of you make one more perception check for me, please.
9.
13.
13. Okay. As the dawn is coming up, you do see that there is a little bit of bug activity in the sky. Just some flying bugs in front of you that are sort of... they're basically doing that thing that where, like, birds would, like, swarm in, like, these big black amorphous clouds in front of you. It's quite beautiful, and it's, like, lit by dawn. Very peaceful. But now you know that you start to hear some stirring behind you. Your compatriots are nice and rested, and it's now your turn to take a break if you should so desire it.
Oh yeah, can I take a break?
Yeah, you guys will do a swapping of the guard. Go as Zygo and Nesbit and Joey. You guys may incorporate your long rests, and you are now awake for the day. It is dawn, about 5 a.m. as you guys wake up.
Any problems overnight?
Nope.
Oh,
Pretty clear.
couple
Definitely.
of bugs out there, but
From what I nature checked, does this seem like cause for concern yet, or is this just sort of okay?
Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
17.
Nope, probably nothing to worry about. That's not how cicadas move.
Okay.
Sounds like they're just like that. Sounds like ordinary like mocking bugs. Nothing to worry about.
All right.
Daigo, do you want to wear the helmet?
That really is more Nesbit's
Oh,
bag.
you'd look so good in it, though.
I really do not know if that is for me. That is very sweet of you, but Nesbit is better with the beaters.
All right, if you say so. And she starts taking off her gloves. She's very eager to go to sleep.
All right. Zaza and Kano climb into the back. Nesbit and Zygo take up in front of her. Sven, Joey, is there anything you want to do, or are you gonna be up front with them two, or?
Joey's gonna go and kind of like stick her head in between the two of them, and very sagely is gonna look to Zygo and say, "I know you aren't very happy with me."
Zygo waits for her to continue.
Sven is also waiting to see who will talk next.
That was more of a statement. It wasn't really a question.
I thought that was a but or an and coming.
I thought there was two, but there wasn't.
I am not angry with you per se. There is much that has changed for me in the last 24 hours, and I am just a little slower to process than I wish that I was.
So, are you not mad at me? Because sometimes I feel like you don't really want me around, which is okay. I mean, a lot of people don't want me around. I'm kind of used to that. But I have a lot of respect for you, Zygo. That's all.
You are pretty incredible back there on that canyon, little one.
Really?
Did you see that cart blow up?
Yeah. I didn't think that was going to happen. It was pretty cool.
Well, nobody thought that was going to happen. There was no way to predict that. But it did. And it was thanks to you.
Thanks, Zygo.
Just be careful. There is so much of the world that you still do not know. That I still do not know. I do not want you to get out trying to help others.
But I don't want any of you to get hurt either. We're in this together. We're a colony.
Zaga will smile over at Nesbit.
Nesbit is very clearly not smiling.
We are a colony, yes. You should go entertain Sven. Make sure that he is alright this morning.
Thanks, Zygo.
Of course.
Nesbit and Zygo and Joey make a perception check.
22.
19.
Ooh, 15.
Okay, we're going to resolve those perception checks after a quick break. So we will all be. Those are good enough. Let's just put it that way.
No.
Okay, we're gonna be back in like 7 or 8 minutes, so stick around. Keep hanging out in the chat. We'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll wrap up this session. Oh man, I'm getting choked up over here. All these great ass role players doing their thing. Oh man, thanks for all the subscriptions, guys. This has been so absolutely sick of you guys. Love you all. And yeah, can't wait to be back in a couple minutes. Bye bye. See you in a second.
Yeah.
I set upon the ship at dawn.
All right, and we are back. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
All right. First of all, just wanted to say a quick before we jump back into the action and resolve that perception check. Thank you all so much for listening to the podcast, which we're seeing in the chat that you guys have been listening. That's incredible. We work really, really hard on it. We're just on the cusp of releasing our next season, which is called City of Mirrors. It's a really crazy turn of the century hunt for the lost legendary City of Mirrors, which is a city we made up and tied to some mythology. And it's a really fun mystery, as well as like a really fun play to like that Indiana Jones genre. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people that you see here are in it or are going to be in it to some degree. And it is going to be released 4 weeks from now. So 4 weeks from today. And yeah, we're just like super amped to bring it to you. The first episode is kind of a prologue, and that's been ready for a while. So we're really, we've been listening to it and are just like amping ourselves up about it. We're really excited to drop it.
It was like recorded pre-COVID, right?
The prologue was recorded probably more than a year ago today.
Wow.
It might be like a year and a month ago.
That was in person. I think that was the last time I saw all of you.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the we'll I think we'll get into that on members only.
Yeah, so that's another thing. We for that we're going to be releasing bi-weekly. So we're bringing back our show Members Only, which is where either me or Nick or both of us and a guest will come on and talk D&D, and we'll play a little thing we call D&D Travel Edition, where it's just a D20 and we like play some goofy little one-off adventures and talk about the podcast.
Sing the theme for us.
I was going to say George sings an amazing theme song for it.
Oh, if I remember, I have my guitar over there. If I remembered confidently, I would absolutely grab it and play it, but I can't. I don't.
Oh my god! Wait, I think I know it.
Yeah, I wrote a cute theme song. So go
cute.
Listen to it. If you just want to look up one of our members only episodes, it's at the beginning. They're a lot of fun and just like a good way to get to know us because we cut out all the crosstalk around our regular episodes. But yeah, if you want to listen to any of our seasons that you're curious about, you can look in our About section. We've put all of our podcast links right there, or you can check our website out. Leave us a review on iTunes or something. We would love that, of course. Yeah, let's get back into the real stuff, shall we, everybody?
Oh.
Yeah.
Really quick, I need both. I need Gabe to make a nature check and Nesbitt as well to make a nature check.
24.
24.
10.
Okay. Nesbitt, the ground just gets a little bumpier around you. Nothing too crazy about this. Zygo, you look at the bumps a bit closer and recognize them as pit traps. Often made by creatures that live just below the ground and lie in wait. At first, you only see one a bit up to your left. Looks pretty easily avoidable. And then you just see tons of them in every direction, just like a minefield of these things. And they rise about a foot off the ground at their highest point in like little dome-like cobbled together structures. It looks like they're mostly comprised of dried grass and brush, but they're just like all over the place. I need, assuming that, yeah, go ahead. That's all I'll tell you for now.
Stop the cut immediately right now.
All right. Let's stop.
Okay.
I will point out at least one of them to just so Nesbitt can get an idea of what I'm seeing.
Yes, got it. You can explain it. Nesbitt's in.
Yeah. Creatures underground. Look at all the shit in front of us.
Nesbitt, roll a nature check.
Again?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I give him help because I'm like explaining all this?
Yeah, sure. Roll with advantage.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was a 19, then a nat 20.
Okay.
Let's go.
There are
gosh.
creatures just like this in the forest around Solzado. There are massive tarantula-like creatures.
Oh, fuck you.
God damn
really
it, George.
heavy,
we just
furry,
had spiders.
like big, bulky spiders.
Oh,
No.
God.
What are you doing to us?
But
Yeah.
Those traps look a little different than these.
Okay.
The pitfalls. Like, they look like heavier and like logs and stuff like that. And these, it's much like lighter fare.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a moment with that as you to kind of decide what to do, because I can hear. So sorry, this is where the real world creeps in. Little Herman's crying, and I think I gotta refill his water bowl.
That's okay. We'll panic while you're gone.
So what happens? I'm definitely sleeping. I can't wake up.
I mean, we can't
We
wake you
want
up, but
to sleep.
You want to be sleeping at this moment, probably.
We want to sleep.
I know, but if you're gonna take damage, like
well,
Well-
but we don't. Know
we
that
don't
yet.
know what we're doing.
We're
yet.
okay so far. Right now, we're just
and
sitting on the edge
trust
of
us.
trap.
If we scream and wake you up, you'll get woken up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the hope is that we just don't have to do this at all.
Yes, that would be great. Maybe can we like avoid it? Can we go around it? Probably not, right? If you're saying it's like a minefield.
I mean,
There's
it's
this one
possible.
children's book that says we can't go over it, we can't go under it, we've got to go through it, and I'm hoping that's not the case because they
I'm really
never
hoping
talk
it's-
about around. So
I'm back. So sorry about
It
that.
is possible to. I mean, I guess that's the thing we ask next, which is that. Okay, so I've learned. So with that role, I am familiar with this, but it's different,
It is different.
and that's all I got. Okay, so it's from
Sorry, nat 20. You would then probably move to posit that this is probably a spider-like creature.
awful.
But it is probably not as muscular and bulky, because it wouldn't need to be out here.
Hopefully.
Right.
Did you say more like a black widow?
Probably more spindly.
Oh,
And
a
maybe
brown
and
recluse.
right, and that Jackie, that's right. Maybe there's some other element to assist it in its hunting besides strength.
Has giantness.
and now that we've
Love
stopped,
it.
are we able to see? Is there any path around? Or
Oh,
we-
you guys can easily like weave in between them.
Okay.
You're in the middle of a field of them right now.
Oh, we've just gotten lucky at this point.
They were like infrequent to the point where they were completely unnoticeable. And now you're looking around and they're like kind of on all sides. Also, unfortunately, the way the landscape is set up, it's like these big rolling green hills. You like when you come at the tops of these, you can only kind of see the tops of these hills, and then you get to the bottom and you can only see what's in your little divot. It's not a ton of detail that you can make out on the ground, especially at night like this.
Yay.
feeling
Nesbit, your dark vision's coming in clutch there, or not Nesbit, Zygo.
Yeah. Zygo also. There's no one. It's just us out here, right? There's no one else.
No sign of any people, no unnatural lights. The stars are illuminating everything to it's where it's like still dark, but you can, especially you, Zygo, can see everything.
And George-
Fantastic.
sorry.
To that end, to that end, is I think Zygo is going to, looking up at the stars, you see the stars reflect in his eyes, and then you see them reflect across his body as he starts doing a starry form wild shape. It's going to be it is the technically dragon, but I've redone it as the crown because there's no dragons in this world, I don't think. But the crown sort of illuminates around his head as the stars sort of reflect against his person, and he continues to scan this horizon.
Got it.
George-
So how do you scan the horizon? What is that? Is that
I
Oh.
am looking. I like if we are going to be moving forward, I want to be just like perception checks constant. I don't want us to get anywhere near one of these.
understood? Okay. So for the sake of this, let's consider your passive perception 20.
My passive
Right.
perception is now 21.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Got it. Oh, it's naturally 21?
It's naturally 21. The starry form that I just did means that any perception check that I roll below a 10 is a 10.
Okay,
So
understood.
it is 21
Your
minimum
perception
for anything I'm
is
doing.
21. Understood. Let me see something really
That's
quick.
cool.
That's so cool.
Little perception boy.
Okay.
Little perception, boy.
You so far noticed nothing.
Um,
And
George-
you're still stock still. Nesbit, go ahead.
can we say that every time we switch off driving, we switch off the crown, the monarch helm and
Yes,
the
yes.
gloves?
She would have left those on the. She
Yeah, I think
actually.
she did. She said she pulled.
Oh,
Zaza-
yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted
So
to
she
make
left it on the
sure.
thing for you.
I
Yes.
remember Natasha saying that, but I just wanted to make sure that we had it on the books.
That's in writing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nesbit is just going to turn down, and since the whole thing that's happened, all of the ants, you don't see them anymore. You just kind of see sometimes the rustling in his fur, but you don't see the ants anymore. But you just see him. I know, gross. Look, it's not worse than what George just said. Like leans down and just goes, "Let me hear them," and casts speak with insects, just in case he starts hearing like some spiders start talking, like saying, in case they start saying some shit,
Okay.
in case they're like, "Ooh, look at that little idiot, idiot coming close to me."
We want spider gossip, and we want it now.
And then I guess if there is a way forward that we know won't trigger anything, we're gonna start going that way slowly.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Okay. So the first thing that you notice is when you cast that, there is like a little fly just kind of, and then you cast that spell and you hear what the fly is saying.
Uh-huh. That's so bad. We're in a graveyard?
And then flies away.
That's the worst thing you've ever done, George.
That was
Is it?
terrible.
Nice.
That's pretty bad.
Like in the best way, but
Mhm.
We're in a graveyard.
What? Sorry, what did you just say?
That's what the fly said.
Zygo just blinks silently 3 times. Okay.
I think Nesbit just, if we're allowed to keep moving, and it seems like it won't be a problem, we'll start to go towards the places where there are none.
Is nothing.
Yeah, where we can maneuver around.
Okay, Nesbit, make a vehicle check for me.
Okay, and so that is, if I remember correctly,
Guidance, all the guidance, every guidance.
that's Dex plus proficiency.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then with advantage. Because of
And
the...
and add a D4.
Okay. Okay. Dex proficiency, so that's 7. 19.
You easily skirt the edge of the first couple that you go by. No sound whatsoever. Zygo, you don't notice anything. Make another vehicle check for me.
Guidance.
Haha.
Zygo has his hand permanently on Nesbit's shoulder at this point.
You guys are going up a big lip of a hill right now.
Dirty 20.
You crest the hill. You see one kind of off to your left. You quickly move the carriage around to the right and you avoid it. And then carriage starts careening down the hill a little bit. The beetles kind of have to pick up the pace a little bit to keep up. And you see several big ones at the bottom. And you see a quite narrow passage all the way through. I need you to make another vehicle check because these
Guidance.
rip down,
God. Ugh.
rip down this grassy wave.
Okay. 23.
Oh, thank God.
Like with like you pick up speed and you just like ooh at the bottom and you start cresting
like
again
butter.
and the beetles pick up no sound
Palms
whatsoever.
are sweating.
I need you to make
Me sweet.
another
Another
vehicle
one?
check.
Okay, I got
Guidance.
Are you seriously guiding me again?
God, every time.
Okay.
It's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip.
Is
I'm
it a
using
cantrip?
it constantly.
Okay, I think we're good. That one's a good roll. The others have been okay. That is 27.
Okay, and you guys are carried out of the majority of them. You're then honestly, quite quickly after that, able to find like a pathway where you don't encroach on any of them, and you guys have made it through. However, you do find, at a certain point, you approach in the distance what looks like a broken down carriage. And strewn on top of the carriage is a spider that is 20 feet long from leg to leg, just like sitting on the thing. But when you get closer, it's sitting on top of a carriage that is no wheels on it. The wheels look like they've splintered under weight. And there are glaives poking out from the roof into this thing. The spider is lying dead and motionless on top of this carriage. There are a couple of bodies that look kind of strewn about. Several in not so good condition, so to speak. But luckily, much of the gore is sort of obscured by the tall grass. And everything's very quiet. Make a perception check for me.
21.
Yeah, because I don't have dark vision, so.
Yeah, the dark vision, you see there's a really ornate chest that is lying in the dirt. Next to a guy who seems to his body is over it, and it is cracked open, but there is still like a lock and chain keeping it from opening entirely, but it's lying in the dirt on its side.
There's a fox in it.
Do you see that? I'll point out to the...
Kinda.
I cast bright light for 10 feet, dim light for 10 feet after that in the starry form, so there's some light.
A little, yes.
Okay.
Do you guys want to approach and investigate? Wake anybody up?
Joey is awake at this point, right?
Joey is awake, that's right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of chilling in the back, but what do you guys see?
If you wanted to wake the crew up, just for a quick investigation, we can rule that they can go back to sleep as long as they go back to sleep within 5 minutes. Their long rest won't be interrupted.
Okay.
If you wanted to. You do not have to.
Oh, God. I cannot believe I am asking this. Joey, that thing that you do with your hands where you are able to finagle little devices and whatnot?
Yeah.
Zygo will point to the chest that's out there.
But not with your hands.
Not with your hands. Let me make that
your-
so clear.
Other hands.
I understood. How far away would you say that is?
It depends how close you want to get. Right now, you guys are about like 60 feet away. You've, we'll say you've stopped to investigate. You're now pretty like there's a couple of these little things around, but they're like at least 100 feet away from you. Like you're not like that close. I would still like whisper, but you know.
Could we get a little closer, maybe like 15 feet away? Just a
Throw out a number.
random number.
The dawn is starting to break a little
30.
bit as well. The sun
30.
is starting to just barely peek over the horizon. Not the yellow orb of the sun, just the light of the sun is starting to cast blue into the sky.
Just a little bit further would be good.
Does it seem like for 30 feet we'd be okay?
There's a perception check. You notice no movement.
And I'm not hearing any, like, those idiots, those stupid little... Like, I'm not hearing any...
No.
Giggling from
No.
this. Okay.
The crickets sound more like, honestly, the music you're hearing right now, Dylan.
Okay.
Like the music in the background, the crickets have now, it's like a song.
Yeah, because crickets sing. We all know.
Can George, would I be sort of... Can I like Arcana check that? Can I try and like, am I getting any kind of magical energy or something off of this box?
Do you have a detect magic spell?
Sure don't. Sure don't.
Okay, I can investigate with my other hand.
Uh-huh. All right.
Is it safe to say that we move within a 30-foot range?
Yes, within 30 feet, totally.
Yeah, by 30 feet.
Oh, I have detect magic, but I'm asleep.
You're asleep. Asleep.
Joey is going to pick up her thieves' tools in one hand and then go, and a wisp of a hand appears from her fingers and it picks up the thieves' tools and it's invisible as well. And it makes its way over to the box. So there's just kind of floating thieves' tools.
As Zygo's tail slides up onto Joey's shoulder and casts guidance.
Yeah, there it is.
The metal tools float through the air towards the chest. The padlock is sort of lying in the dirt. The chest just slightly open underneath the man's arm. You get closer. It looks like sort of like a paw-like hand. This man is feline. And go ahead and make a thieves' tools check.
Oh, I'm nat 20
Let's
plus
go.
10. So
And
that's
the
a
chest-
D4.
Like, it's effortless. You guys are just watching the thieves' tools enter the padlock, click, chains slink to the ground. The chest, which was kind of being propped up by the position of its lid, slams down. Kind of loud. But there's no movement from anywhere around you. Zygo, you're quick to look around you. Nothing. Everything seems still.
Do you want me to open the box?
Can you?
I can try. And Joey motions for the hand to try to lift the lid.
The lid opens. There seems to be some rags and some large objects covered with cloth inside.
Joey motions for the hand to lift the cloths.
The cloth lifts. An old pocket watch. Some gold coins. What looks like a really nice bracelet with a beautiful emerald with the queen's face, the swine face carved into the emerald. And then another cloth opens, and then there's a little red box with what looks like a Jolly Roger emblazoned across it, but instead of how do I put this? It's not like your typical Jolly Roger with a skull on it. It's two cutlasses crossed.
Joey motions for the hand and brings it back carrying that box.
Okay, the box is about it's about 1.5 feet long and about 7 inches wide and about 4 inches tall. It's about, it's like a case. Very delicate, very nice wood, very expensive.
It lands in front of Joey. She looks up at Zygo and Nesbit. Should I open it?
How close are we to any of the pitfalls?
Like 100 feet's the nearest one.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Be careful. If anyone's gonna open it, I should do it with this. And the hand springs out again.
Resummoning the mage hand again?
Yeah.
Absolutely, the mage hand comes back into form.
Maybe we should move away for a little bit first. If that's all if we're good.
You move away from this place.
Well,
Just-
is there anything else you wanted to get from the box? Like that bracelet or anything?
George, you said bracelet, coins. There was a first thing that you said. That
Pocket
I forgot the pocket watch.
Pocket
Pocket
watch.
watch. I would.
I can.
Joey's-
Pedantic.
I can.
I would take the pocket watch.
I'll just kind of my own thing. Just kind of look down at my fur once more and say, "Take the lot," and cast Unseen Servant,
Oh my god.
and just have my unseen servant invisibly just go.
Oh God.
Oof, unseen, but man, do we hear him.
Just go and like the command is just go take things out of the box and bring it back.
Okay,
and
yeah,
forth.
that's mostly what it is. Otherwise, it's like there's a journal, a few other elements of gold, and just some papers.
Mhm.
They describe a merchant's license and stuff like that.
Zyga will take the pocket watch and just sort of slide it into a vest pocket.
Okay.
Joey will pick up the bracelet with the emerald pig face on it.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll examine it for a moment and then throw it on the ground and spit on it.
The ground of the cart or the ground of the ground?
The ground of the cart. I think we should get rid of that one.
Perhaps somewhere else we will do that. I just do not want to throw anything away at this moment.
And
Then
once
Joey
everything's on the
picks it
cart, Nesbitt's just gonna kind of snap the reins and just kind of creep off just a little ways until we're not even near whatever this was.
All right. And away you guys go. Off into the night, you guys travel with no more. Zygo especially alert now. The 8 hours pass. Everybody wakes up. It's now like a bright 3 p.m. Little bit of wind will move the brush from side to side. But it's otherwise a beautiful, sunny, kind of warm day. It's a really nice change of pace from how cold and rainy and windy the Clay Peaks are. Yeah, there's like a little bit of peace on this journey.
The star form will have worn off by this point.
Yes.
Can I take an hour to fix the cart now since I'm awake?
You guys want to take a little bit of time for some cart fixing?
Maybe we fix the cart.
Yeah.
We look at whatever's in this
All
box.
right.
Yeah.
we took.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
All right, so Zaza gets to work on the cart repairs. Go ahead and make a builder's tools check with me. For me.
With George.
Simultaneously.
How do I do that? Builder's tools check.
Anything with a +6, I think we talked about.
Okay, okay.
So roll a d20, add 6.
Oh, great. 22.
Okay. Yeah, that is a big success for the hour. Does it give you a specific amount of HP that you can recover?
You didn't tell us any about.
Oh, perfect.
I
Okay,
think
cool.
about
So per hour, we'll just have you, honestly, per hour, rolling a builder's check per hour to see like how much work you can fix it. Like, I think we just give you the value of whatever you roll in the d20. So let's have the cart recover 22 HP. You can decide where the HP recovers. I think one of the wheels is doing bad. But
Yeah.
what are the totals at?
The body's at 291 out of 235.
It's at 276.
Oh, it went down from when I stopped. Okay.
Yeah. So we should put the wheels back up first thing. So that was 22 hit point.
Yes.
Okay.
Just all into the wheels still.
I think so. I mean, the cart still is at
Yeah,
over
it's over
200.
We're okay for now. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Zaza? Do you want to do 1 hour just fixing the cart?
I mean, it's pretty peaceful right now, right? I guess
Yeah, it is.
I could take 2 hours doing it. I thought there was something else that we wanted to add to the cart, or am I misremembering? Remember? Like at the beginning of the battle, we were like, "Oh, why didn't we have more weapons?"
Oh, we didn't need it.
Do we
We
want
talked
it?
about possibly getting that like crossbow, but I don't think it would be helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm fine, just taking all the damage in the front. If there's
Yeah,
nothing
no,
else. to add to it.
I think
Okay.
we're good there. George,
Do we
just so I know about the beetles, though, do the beetles have to take a long rest to recover hit points, or how do they?
They will have to take a long rest to recover hit
Okay,
points.
so
Yeah, they've been going
So
all
at
the way
some
through the
point
night,
we
too.
will have to all take a long rest, but because they're looking pretty bad, honestly.
Pretty bad. Oh, shoot.
Mm.
Can they take a short rest? While I
I don't.
Can the
think
beetles
they-
take a short rest?
Well, if they can take a long rest.
I mean, it's up to George.
Tell you what, folks, you guys, they can take a short rest right now. Let's say they both will recover 7 HP each.
Okay.
And then you guys can decide what to do for a second. I'm so sorry. I need to. Dylan, could we go to the break screen for just 2 or 3 minutes really quick? I do need to check something on our end for a second. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
of
We'll be
course.
right back, though. All right. So sorry about that, everybody. Where were we? Let us return to the ambiance.
We're fixing carts.
Fixing
And
carts,
healing
baby.
bugs.
Healing bugs and fixing carts.
Yeah,
Healing bugs.
George,
we just-
FYI, I lay on hands the beetles, so
Oh, good.
they're
Okay,
both
so
doing pretty good.
Nice.
they do recover how much HP each?
It was like 8
I gave
and 10.
10.
Okay, perfect. 8 and 10 each. All right. And
And then I ended up fixing the cart for another hour.
fixing the carpet. So I want to roll that building check again. D20 plus 6.
20. Okay. And then also they can rest while I'm fixing it, right?
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
bugs.
Yeah. Cool. Plus 6. Okay. 17.
17.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so we'll
17
put
more to the
the-
cart. That's great.
We'll
Oh.
put 4 more into that last wheel so that the wheels are back at full, and then 13
into the body.
Yeah, so that's going to be that we're at 289.
Okay.
Yada,
What else is
Yada,
there
yada,
to
yada,
discover?
yada.
And
Do we
then
want
the-
to try
I
and look
I
at this
wanna open the
box?
box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The box is not locked. It's just got like a little latch in the side of it. And you open it up to reveal a beautifully ornate, seemingly made up of gears and ornate designs and exquisitely crafted telescope.
Hey.
It has a lot of markings on it. Make a quick Arcana check for me.
Is that
I would like
just,
to
just Joey or
cast
anyone who wants
detect.
to?
I want to cast detect magic.
I had a 19 on my Arcana.
19. Yeah. This definitely appears magical, and yes, it does read magical Cano, and you get to learn the school of magic too, right?
And it's like the presence of magic within 30 feet. So even if any of the other things taken from the box,
Yeah. You get
Are
no
magical
other
as well?
pings, just this
Okay.
telescope. And you get it. It's from the divination school.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Kana's gonna kind of like look at Zygo and like raise her eyebrows a little bit
I
and
mean,
look back
Zyga
at the
will-
telescope.
Yeah, we'll extend his hand if Joey's willing to.
Joey turns around and goes, Psycho, I think this is for you.
All right. Zyga will take it, and I mean, it's the middle of the day. There's nothing to look at, right? I'd be staring at the
Well,
sun.
unless you try.
Do you want to look through it?
Zyga will sort of point towards the horizon line, not staring up into any stars or anything, and just give it a quick glance.
All right. Make a wisdom save.
Uh-huh.
Ah!
You're by me, so you get to add a +3.
Oh, thank God.
I do?
Spirit shield.
Yeah.
That's awesome. 17.
17. You look through something that it doesn't seem particularly bizarre at first, but let me just really quick. I have to roll some.
Cool.
Okay. You look up. You're just looking up at the sky.
Sort of, I guess, using it like a periscope more than a telescope, sort of at the horizon line.
Horizon
wherever-
line.
Yeah.
You see nothing. Just sort of cloudscape. Out. Make a perception check for me, though.
23.
When you take your telescope down after you've seen nothing, the horizon's a little different. Make a nature check.
What? 13.
Something's different about the horizon, but I can't tell you much more than that.
Wait, do you get to add the +3 to that?
No,
Just
it's
saves.
a check, not a save.
Oh, can I use the lucky point? Is
Not on his check,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay.
Can I mean, it's not like I can just like look at something else and try and figure out what would be different if I look at that.
Someone else
sure.
could also try looking at it too.
Do you want to try looking through it again, Psycho?
I mean, I had to make a wisdom save last time.
But you're still
But I
by me, so you
also
still get the.
want to know what it does. Yeah, I'm gonna look through it again.
Okay, make a
I
wisdom
have
save.
a really good wisdom save. I get a +9. So
I
if
get a
like
+8, so I'm generally okay.
Okay.
9
Oh,
to
so you get even better
27.
than me.
Okay, what are you looking at?
Now I'm looking at the cart.
Okay. What on the cart? Because this is a telescope, so you're gonna see real close one thing on the cart.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. You know what? Let me look at the the beetles and specifically like the eyes of the beetles.
Ooh.
Okay. You're
Sexy.
looking right up on one of the beetles' faces. It licks its like mouth,
God.
little mandible,
God.
Cool.
and then you take your telescope down, and it does it again, and that's it.
The fuck? I don't even nature check or anything. It all looks the same. Son of a bitch! I don't want to look at anything else, but I want to figure out what this does.
What if somebody else looked through it? I'll try.
Kano's gonna ask for the telescope from Zygo.
Yeah, so I was gonna give it to Kano.
And she's gonna look up at where stars would be. We're at night.
Oh well, it's daytime right now, so you're looking at clouds right now.
Oh, it's cloudy. Is there no patch of blue sky anywhere?
No, there's blue sky, but it's gonna be too bright to like. It's not like an astronaut's telescope.
I know,
It's
but that's where I want to direct it. Is like
up
to
into the
a
sky
patch
at the
where-
clouds. No, past the
Yes,
clouds.
at like a blue patch where like stars are,
Where there are
but
no
we just can't
clouds.
see because yes.
Okay, go ahead and make a wisdom save for me.
The sky, you could say.
With no clouds. The blue part.
The blue.
The
part.
blue part of the sky.
Well, no, 14.
14 is a success. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, okay.
All right, you look up into the blue sky and see the blue sky.
Ah!
And then you
Okay, pull it away.
still
And I
blue
look
sky.
at the same spot.
Same spot, still blue sky.
Perhaps we should try this tonight when there are stars that we might actually be able to see something.
It's a good idea. Wow, that was disappointing, but it's pretty.
Well, there was something different on the horizon line, but I could not figure out what it was. I just.
Can I do any kind of perception check?
Want to take a look through the telescope, Zaza?
How's your
Sure.
wisdom?
My
How's your
wisdom's
wisdom?
actually very good.
Dope. Sure.
All
Try.
right.
Great.
Zaza grabs the telescope. Make a wisdom save, Zaza.
Okay,
And
please.
add +3 to it, whatever you
Whatever
get.
you roll is also another 3.
Why can't I find it. Wisdom. Oh,
It's the little
perception.
saving. It's the saving throw modifiers. It's that top left thing.
Okay.
Left
23.
box.
23 is a success. What are you looking at with the telescope?
It's not a perception check. It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save.
Oh, so how do I do that?
So it's in your saves section.
I saved.
Saving throws. Top
Saving
left,
Oh.
throws.
the
wisdom.
wisdom one.
Okay. 15.
And then
And
add
then
3 to
another
that.
Add
3, so
3.
18. That's a
18.
success. What are you looking at through the telescope?
Can I look at the horizon?
Yes, you may. You look up at the horizon, see some clouds drifting past lazily. You take the telescope down, and yeah, there is something different now that you're looking at it again. Can you make a nature check, please?
I'll guidance you because I know it's coming this time.
Okay.
You'll add a D4 to whatever you roll.
Add a D4 to whatever I roll.
So you're rolling a nature.
Nope,
Okay.
not gonna help.
Wow, yeah, that's bad.
A 3 and then add a D4.
Good.
My gosh.
All right, I have no new. Yeah, you can't figure it out. Just something looks
I think
different.
probably tonight we should try this again.
Yeah.
Kano grabs the telescope and looks at the
Oh my
horizon.
God.
Make a wisdom save.
Oh wait, can I have to use my luck points? No.
17.
Yeah, you could have used your luck points.
Oh.
17. Okay, what are you
Yeah.
looking at?
The horizon, the
The
same
damn
area.
Okay, make an. All right, hold on. Make a nature check with disadvantage.
Oh. Okay. Are you gonna guidance me, Zygo?
No. I said let's wait for tonight. And then you stole it. I didn't have time to guide.
I know
Well,
you guys
if
think I'm
I-
making this really hard, but I'm I'm
18.
laughing at how...
Oh wait, no, 11. 11. I got an 11 and
Oh,
an 18.
no.
I'm excited.
All right, I got nothing to tell you.
Oh my
Fucking-
god.
It looks weird though. It looks different. Something looks different.
Wow, that looks different, and she's gonna shove it back inside.
Doesn't match. It doesn't match.
What-
The horizon doesn't match.
Nesbit's just like, what's happening?
Yo,
Why are
Nesbit,
you doing
go,
this?
try
Are we
if
allowed
you
to
would
just?
like-
Should we just keep going? What's happening?
Do you want to try to
Nesbit.
look at the horizon?
I offered 1,000,000 years ago.
Nesbit,
Sure,
would you
Joey,
like to
go
try to
ahead if
look
you
at the
want.
horizon?
Give it to Joey. Yeah, give it to Joey.
Oh, this is such
All
a
right,
bad
Joey,
idea.
make a wisdom save.
Terrible idea. I have a very low wisdom modifier. Okay.
Well, you get +3.
You botched, didn't you?
You bet.
Did you botch?
Oh my god!
There's a huge flash of light, and Joey, you are blinded in the eye you just tried to look at. You guys,
Ow!
she takes her eye away, and it is
Odd.
white.
Oh. What?
What happened? Ow! My eye hurts. Piano.
Okay,
Oh my
hold on.
God.
Hold on.
Ow!
But now try looking at the horizon and see if it is different.
Ah! How
Hannah
am
will
I
go up
tired?
and she will lay on hands 5 HP.
Okay, yeah, you
Which-
see the blindness condition in her right eye that she looked through. The pupil returns, and she regains sight in that eye.
What just happened? That was crazy.
Kano's gonna pull the telescope away and
Zygo
put
will
it back
put
in the
his
box.
hand out for the telescope box and fucking hold on to it.
Wait,
All right.
do I get to see anything?
No.
No, in fact, you didn't see
You
anything.
did not.
out of
All
that
you saw, you
eye.
put your eye up, and you just felt like a blast into your eye.
Can I who has the monarch hat in the gloves right now? Can I take that back?
Yeah, Nesbit will just give them to you. So what? And just says to everyone. So is it fun to do this? Should I be doing this too? Is it a fun
Definitely.
thing?
An
None-
adventure.
No one's saying what they're seeing. They're just getting
We
mad and
looked,
throwing
all of
it
us
to
looked
each
at the
other.
horizon and it felt different, but there was no way to understand how. It was just a different horizon.
Nesbit
It
just
is
looks.
impossible to know.
Nesbit just looks at the horizon as it is.
Yeah.
What does it? What does it look like?
Some clouds in the sky drifting lazily past.
All right, is it dangerous?
Well, it blinded Joey.
No, I
Wait,
mean the
can Sven
horizon.
look at it?
Oh, I do not know. Sven?
Sven holds
We're
his
gonna give it
hands
to
up.
fucking
Sven
Sven?
is
Oh, no.
psyched to look through.
Zygo pulls it away.
It just exploded.
I know, but Sven, did you see? I went
God.
blind and then it came back and it was
I
cool,
think-
but then it was
I think
bad.
one. I think
It hurt.
one sense is enough for you to be missing Sven. To be perfectly honest.
Agreed.
Alright,
We should
I'm gonna-
probably.
Start going.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agreed.
Nesbit,
All right.
Can, so you said that there were like markings on this.
Yeah.
telescope? Can I make a check to see if like Nesbit maybe recognizes any of them or anything like that?
Make a history check.
This is markings on the case.
Or yeah, in the case, right? It wasn't the telescope. It was the.
There are
case.
markings on the telescope and markings on the case. They're
Okay.
different. The markings
Oh,
on the case represent the Jolly Roger on like some kind of flag, like some
Oh.
kind of symbol rather.
As Zaza kind of like gets us ready to go, you know, I think Nesbit will sit and get into like the co-pilot passenger seat and just kind of look, maybe just ask to look at this thing for a second.
Yes, I'll look at it with him if you don't mind.
What are you looking at specifically, man?
The runes, the carvings on the telescope.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Mine was history though.
On the telescope, you're gonna make Arcana.
Oh, okay.
7.
Okay, I got nothing to tell you.
14.
Okay, I got nothing to tell you.
Cool. We're doing real well with this.
The symbols resemble a lot of circular symbols with lines through in different places.
Oh,
That's
it's
like there
thieves'
seems to
camp,
be the
baby.
Is
general
it thieves'
theme.
camp?
Yeah, no, it's not thieves' camp. It's not a language either. They appear to be like runes.
Nesbit will look through it.
Oh my
Make a wisdom
god.
save.
Everyone else
Join
did
the
it.
club.
Yeah,
Let's gotta do it.
But we're going, right? We're moving.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, we're
moving.
on the way.
Okay,
Zaza's driving.
It's plus the 3 with you. It's 16.
16's a success. What are you looking at?
I guess the horizon.
Try the horizon.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. Make a nature check.
Nature check. Not nature check?
We've all had to
Yeah,
make-
perception check is fine.
Are
Oh,
you
it-
kidding me?
What?
No. You're
nature.
going. Sorry,
It's
that for
nature.
you're taking your hand down, so it's a nature check.
It's nature check. Okay, that is going to be 16.
Okay.
Oh!
Come on.
Nesbit, the skyline doesn't match because the clouds are in a different place. You look and see clouds ahead of you in the telescope. And then you take the telescope away and there are no clouds there, but they are like a little off to the left and pretty similar shape. And then the telescope, the breeze pushes the clouds. And 30 seconds goes by.
No way.
It's the future.
And then the clouds are right where they would have
Oh,
Fucking future scope.
Oh!
I love that Nesbit gets this.
been. This item is called the Foretelloscope.
Oh, shit!
Oh my
Oh my god. Incredible.
Oh, that's so fucking
Oh,
cool.
wow.
Wow.
Worth
Well,
it.
good night, everybody.
No,
That's it.
Nesbit will not
Oh
fully
my
understand
God.
what just happened, but he just goes,
Name. Oh, go ahead, Nesbit.
"Oh, is that what you were?" So, okay, so here's what I'm seeing. There were no clouds. No, there was clouds. There were clouds in the scope. There's no clouds, and clouds. You see, there.
Oh my
there are
god, it
clouds.
tells the future.
Name credits gotta go to O'Kimmy's on this one.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Come on, Kim.
Um,
Wow.
Oh, Kimmy's.
so,
Come
As an
on,
action.
Kim.
you may look through the Foretelloscope. When peering through the end of the Foretelloscope, you must
Okay.
make a Wisdom save DC 13. On a failed save, the telescope renders you blind in one eye
Permanent until dispelled?
until healed.
Okay.
Like with lesser restoration or lay on hands, blinded condition healing is acceptable as well. That'll basically just you won't be blinded, but you will have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws to effects that you can see. On a successful save,
Just at night?
Yeah, well,
on a successful save, the lens can be adjusted to change the nature of the landscape before you, peering into the future. Select one creature, object, or landscape in front of you, and you roll a d10 to determine the allotted time you see into the future. So I roll that on my end, the d10. And basically it's you can see a maximum of 1 minute into the future. So every number I roll is 6 seconds. One round you can see ahead into
But
the
it has to be
future.
something that we're actively looking at, right? So it's like,
So you have to pick a creature, an object, or a landscape. If you choose a creature, you see the creature's movements and actions for the given time. You gain advantage on all saves made from that creature's actions, and you have advantage on attacks against that creature. The creature has
That's so
disadvantage on all attacks against you, and you can also use your bonus action to take the help action by yelling instructions to an ally
oh,
when it comes to
shit.
fighting that bad guy.
That's so good.
Let's give it to Sven. Oh, wait.
And that condition lasts for the allotted time. So
For
what
as
you
long
are
as you saw
seeing-
into the future.
when you know how to use the telescope and you're using it with intention, you basically see that time expire before your very eyes.
That's so fucking cool.
So like if you're intelligently using the scope, you basically get like a glimpse into the future of like what your current plan would provide.
Oh.
If you choose an object, you see the object's condition and trajectory if it's in motion for the allotted time should your current intent be carried to completion. So like if something's going to blow up in a certain amount of time, or if something is flying off a cliff somewhere, you could see where it landed, etc.
cool.
Landscape, you see events proceed until the allotted time in an instant. You gain advantage on first attacks in impending combat, and ambushing forces have disadvantage on all first round attacks.
Wow.
Damn.
Incredible.
That's huge.
All right.
Wow.
Really good.
All right.
You're
So
gonna have
Gabe,
to send that to us at some point.
Gabe, you should always have this, because if you're around me you get a plus 11 to wisdom saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
So
even
just
if you roll a 2,
a 4
you can
or
make
higher.
it.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
No, a 2 or higher.
Oh, 2 or higher.
And you're
Right,
good because it's
13.
a 13.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, especially because this check was just for us to understand what the hell was going on. Now we don't have to do this whole extra step.
Right. We don't have to make
Gabe,
that nature check anymore, right? We can just.
Gabe, do you want to attune to this?
It's an attunement thing.
It is.
Yeah. If everyone's cool with me taking. Does anyone have a better whiz save against it, or use of a bonus action or anything?
Yeah, I don't think mine's gonna help us at all.
I have. Oh yeah. Do you want to take up your wisdom or your bonus? Jesus.
That's the thing is
Those?
I have a couple bonus actions that aren't horrible.
Mine are like. I think the only one I've used is Misty Step.
It's
Bonus
I think
actions like.
it's probably
like
you or me, Hannah, because I know Dylan's got a lot to do with his bonus action.
Yeah. I don't have much. I have like Shield of Fate and Branding Smite, which I've never used.
Mine are, I can do like the Starry Archer form or like a healing word or.
Natasha, you rage on a bonus action, which usually only takes 1, but I think you also have a couple other things you can do with.
I have
bonus.
Lucky. Does that count as a bonus action?
No, that's
No.
Nope.
It's,
You just do that whenever.
What is your wisdom save score, Natasha?
+3.
Yeah,
So
mine's
I'd
plus
say,
9.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
it's Cano probably or me. Do you
Yeah.
want to take
Also,
it for
You're
now?
Natasha's the person. Zaza's the person that you guys should be yelling help
Two.
actions for,
Yes.
so she can have
Yeah.
advantage on her attack.
Because
Yeah,
she also
Zaza
doesn't wanna-
and Joey, who if she has advantage
By the
on
way.
Yeah,
Advantage, I
you can
guess,
basically
superpower,
give
yeah.
Joey advantage on
Exactly.
one person for X amount of rounds.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, because also
think I only
ideally
have-
it's like the first thing you do in combat, right? Like you
Yeah.
want to get as many rounds as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I could take because my first round probably wouldn't be. No, you should take it because my first round might be becoming a starry form or throwing something. I
Right.
doubt your first round is going to be a misty step.
No, never. My first round, it would probably be like, I
No,
did
you know
hit
what,
him.
Hannah? I'm sorry. I have a +9 to initiative. I should take it so that I can hit it at the top of the initiative order.
Yeah, I have a +0, so that's very
Cool.
good.
Done.
Decided.
I will attune to the foretelescope.
It's also
And
just
if you know,
on
if we find out
theme.
one round it's not working,
It
we
also
can
just
switch
like
it for a day.
it's so
and
on
then
brand. I know, but I
Yeah.
wanted to like
It's so on
I
brand.
wanted to game this one out and make sure we're not being stupid about it. I
Yeah.
will take.
No,
I will
that
attune
comes
to the
later.
telescope.
All right. So, traveling along, we've got ourselves a fun new telescope toy.
That is so crazy.
The journey proceeds. Yeah. So let's have everybody make a perception check.
Perception check.
Nat 20.
Botch.
22.
Nat 20, which would be a 31.
Oh, I should also just throw Stoic also like mentioned when we were making this the diviner telescope as a template. So that was also
I love
Stoic
it.
and
It's
Okimi's
so dope.
major
It's
inspo
just
for this
so
one.
So good.
So cool.
What would we do without them?
What
I
a
don't
cool
know.
idea.
Also,
great.
chat. I just want to say that chat has also thrown out the perfect names for the bugs, the roaches.
Yeah, they
just as a
did.
huge F
Oh,
you to
Clip and
George.
Clop?
Clip and Clop.
Flip and clop.
100%.
Flip and clop.
And
Hundo P.
Who fucking typed that?
I think
Oh, it was last week. It was last week. Clip and Clop.
Nojiami first, I think it was.
God.
Yep.
also,
very
I
smart.
I botched that perception check. So
I got 16.
9.
31. Nat
Okay.
20.
No, you nat
31.
20.
Yeah.
Nothing to
Nat
worry
31.
about. The wind's picking up a little bit, which you know is typical for this season, but otherwise, nothing on the horizon, nothing bothers you. You're basically just wandering out to open sea, and in fact, the night comes, quite uneventfully. Do you guys want to travel through the night?
Yeah.
No, we should probably.
Perhaps
Oh,
we
the
take
Beatles?
perhaps we take one more hour to try to fix the cart for another time and then rest the beetles so that we are going into the next day
Fully.
as fully capable as possible.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll another builder's check.
Builders check.
D20 plus 6.
Okay. Oh no, 8.
8's good.
It's good. Everything's HP.
Yeah. Okay, so that's gonna be 289, so 297.
Yeah, that's great.
Its max
Okay.
is 325, so we're almost there.
We're doing okay.
Yeah, we're doing good.
All right, another hour to hang. Do you want to take long rests here, gang, or are we just taking this quick short rest and moving on?
I think long rest for the
Long
Beatles,
rest.
right?
Yeah.
Long rest. Okay, so we have 8 hours. I need everybody to go. We have how many shifts are we gonna take?
We want to do like
I mean, since we have
3
now more
shifts?
people, 3 shifts
Yeah.
sounds good.
All right, who's taking first watch?
Joey can.
I can probably just because my perception is super high, I probably don't need a second set of eyes on mine.
Got
So
it.
Piano's gonna offer to do it with Zygo anyway.
I can do it second, I
Okay.
guess, right?
So who's first?
I think me and Zygo.
All right, yeah, we will volunteer to go first.
Okay. Everybody else gets cuddled in. Describe how we're going to bed typically in our little cart. What's you going to bed look like?
Zaza curls up in the back of the cart and kind of, loosens up all the stuff and curls up really nicely.
All right.
Joey takes off her jacket and makes a little pad, which she then motions for Sven to sleep on.
Sven is already asleep, hardcore, out on the deck.
And then she curls up. And when she's rifling through her bag, she stumbles back upon the Book of Yzma that Cassandra had given her. And she kind of looks around at everybody and then sort of hastily pulls it out before anyone can see. And to let herself fall asleep, she starts sort of absent-mindedly thumbing through it again.
Make a religion check for me.
12.
Okay. This time, last time we found lots of text and passages that, it really expounded on the neutrality of destruction, right? That was like the thesis of last time. It's not good, it is not evil, it is the natural way of things. Now we start to read a bit more about what it means to be a harbinger of destruction. What it is to become something that accelerates destruction in some cases when it is necessary, when things are being stifled and overgrown, and how the I want you to roll a history check for me right now also, but also just like how institutions themselves stifle progress forward when destruction is necessary, and how people try to protect too much. Can you roll a quick history check for me?
Oh, that was good, actually. That was a dirty 20.
There is terminology used that makes you sort of glean between the lines that it's pretty directly talking about the monarchy of Emporia being a stifling force that needs to be ended. There's a little bit of a manifesto-y feel to this towards the end of this chapter that you're getting to. You already have one check mark in a box of 3, right? Check another check mark, please, and then you can fall asleep.
Oh,
Jesus.
yes.
Okay. And who else is going to sleep?
I guess Nesbit goes to sleep underneath the cart.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's pretty much all. He just slinks underneath it, and that's where he's sleeping for the night, just on the ground, just with the cart above him.
Any fire or anything?
I would say no.
Okay, no
think so.
fire.
Absolutely
It's
not.
pretty chilly tonight, so you're gonna need all the blankets you can bundle yourselves up into, so you can kind of see your breath at night. But it's like high 40s. But yeah, we find the first 2 people. which I believe is Keanu and Zygo. Anything you guys want to say to each other, or just allow it to pass with a perception check each?
That was something that you wanted to discuss earlier.
Do you know the scientist?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
Well, we I did not know that she was so valued, I guess, by so many people to have garnered such a reputation. I should have known.
Is she a friend from a while ago? Like, or a more recent acquaintance?
A while back, yes. Kleska and I went to school together. We were my education was mostly in astronomy, cosmology, also theology. All of sort of the earth sciences were more of what my parents studied and taught. So it is what I was told to pursue as education. Roshka was my lab partner at school. And I mean, she never felt my tools. The notebook is my grandfather's, the maps, but everything else she gave as a parting gift. But I have not seen her in a long time, and I do not know how I feel about seeing her again.
Are you excited?
I don't know.
Both of you make a perception check.
14.
Worse.
Okay. You guys don't notice anything. Time passes. It comes time for the second or second watch to go. Who do you wake up?
Someone else probably with dark vision if we're not lighting any sort of, so I would get Joey. Zaza, do you have dark vision? So maybe you take third watch. So let's say Joey and
Nesbitt.
Nesbitt, yeah.
All right. Uh-oh. Okay. So it has come to that Nesbitt and Joey get woken up in the cabin. Zygo, Kano, what does it look like when you guys head to bed to get your rest?
Kano will pull out a like little mint twig and like makeshift brush her teeth with it.
Okay, got it.
Which is like, you know, that's what they used to do with like the, you know, I forget what kind of stick it was, but we're just going to say she does that because she tries to set a good example for Joey to have good dental hygiene.
I love it.
Zygo yeah, and then she'll probably, go ahead. She'll just post up on a like higher surface, like one of the cots and just, yeah.
Got it. Nesbitt and Joey find themselves out at the front of the cart, kind of like back to back, looking off either edge. Anything you guys would like to say to each other, or would you just like to roll a perception check and let it pass?
Nesbitt is just gonna look out
Joey is also gonna look out, and then after a time, she's gonna say, "See the stars? There's so many pretty stars tonight. I like sitting here and looking out. It's really nice." Do you see anything?
I see. I see the stars, Grubchild.
The telescope was pretty cool today, huh? Could you believe that it blinded me? For 5 whole seconds, I couldn't see anything out of one of my eyes, but I could see out of the other eye, which was pretty cool.
Joey?
Yes, Nesbit?
What, what will you do if Sven is ever in trouble?
I'll go help him the way that he helped me. We're friends.
Yes. But it is hard for me to discuss things with you, Grubchild. You are smarter than I ever was at your age. You know far less than I do now, but you are smarter. And as such, you have a way with words that, confuses me and, conceals. And I do not fully feel as though I get to the truth all the time with you. I mean, when Sven is in trouble, what will you do? Because he will be. Just like you were, and he was. And, when Canna was in trouble, you nearly, killed yourself over it. And I'm worried for you that you have a good heart, but, are very cavalier with your life. So, yes.
Nesbit? You know what my mom taught me? She taught me that some people are worth dying for.
I want to... It feels odd, Grubchild. I feel what you say, and I do not want to treat you with gloves. I do not want to protect you because you are strong. But I worry because I know that words can hurt far deeper. But sometimes it is hard to fully believe you. I have seen you use your story to gain sympathy, to help us, but to trick others into getting your way. I've seen you do this, and I'm not saying it's not a very vital skill. It has saved our lives, it has saved your life, but I am never sure if it stops with them or continues on with us so that we stop being mad at you.
I guess we all have methods of protection, right? You have your crossbow. I have my words. But I do want you to know that I'm always honest with the people that I trust. I just trust very few.
And I feel that trust because of Sven, with you slipping away, and it saddens me. And I worry that you will rush to resolve this when it is something that will take time. As I've said from the beginning, you are all my colony now, and I will protect you all. And I include Sven in that. But sometimes you need to know when to leave part of the colony home.
Then I don't think you understand the true definition of colony. And Joey turns around and crosses her arm.
Both of you make a perception check.
Yeah, with disadvantage for me, right?
Yep.
Okay.
23.
18.
Quiet night. Nothing happens. Zaza is the next person to come up. Returning back to your places. Zaza, Sven.
Yay!
Closed eyes. He was not asked to take a shift, but he assumed that his was the last shift. So he hears Zaza shifting and sits next to Zaza in the front of the cart as they take their shift. Zaza, is there anything you'd like to do talking to Sven?
Zaza gets down on Sven's level. Says, I won't be mad at you. But just tell me, do you want to go home or not? Sven.
Roll a persuasion check.
Convincing a mute child.
Please, God. 20!
Nat 20?
Nat 20?
No, 18 plus.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
20.
30 20.
Lingo.
Okay. He stops shrugging precociously and just sort of gets a little more somber and says, like he doesn't know how to say it. And then he leans down, taking a little bit of dried paint and like some that has like sort of, he can like kind of use as like a crayon drawing. And he gets up in the front seat with you, and he starts kind of like scratching something out. Oops, sorry, that's my bad, total accident. He starts scratching something sort of like in the wood of the seat that's between you two in like a little bit of red paint. And the first thing he does is he does a little bit of like a stick figure with little pointed ears. And then he points at it and he points at himself. And then he points a taller with pointed ears. And then he points at Cano. And then he makes another taller figure with a large, seemingly bushy tail behind it. And then he points at Zygo. But bigger. Make an insight check.
13.
Probably family of his he's trying to represent. And then he takes off his leg some black paint and draws a carriage with wheels, kind of like the outline of something. And then he takes purple paint and he draws a figure inside the carriage, and he puts a mean face on that purple figure. And then make another insight check for me.
Oh, dirty 20.
He then takes off a little bit of paint that's mixed color, and he just crosses out the two figures that flank his characters. And then he just points at the one by himself that represents him. And he's not making eye contact with you, but that's why. And then he shrugs again.
I am so sorry, Sven. And if you ever do need anything, please let me know.
Make one last persuasion check.
16.
16. He cuddles up next to you, puts his head on your shoulder,
Woo!
and gazes out into the night. And within 15 minutes is snoring in the crook of your arm. Make a perception check, Zaza.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, 16.
16. Nothing happens. Pretty quiet night. Morning comes. Everybody wakes up. The beetles will recover back to full health for their final long rest. As we transition to day, with the cart trundling along, Zygo, you peering out, especially like far, with your high-ass perception sweeping along, start to notice something. Make a quick perception check.
15.
15. There's like a droning behind you. And as you are moving further and further through these hills, you start to notice that there is some chaotic bug activity behind you. Can you please make a nature check?
11.
It is possible that cicada season might be starting. But it also looks like, as you guys continue further and further through the Royal Plains, you have had an uncharacteristically trouble-free journey. As if something were looking out for you. Can Nesbit and Cano make a religion check?
I just got shots. I really wish my religion was better.
What was my religion? Oh. Okay.
7.
Oh, well. 13.
13.
Nesbit's the paladin.
Well, you all start to see in the distance that key east, some tall, very ornate spires are starting to protrude from over these green caps of hills. None of you notice this as the cart starts to enter shorter grass and begins like this last final stretch to civilization. But behind the cart, that none of our PCs are privy to, a silver flower blossoms with the little red center. It waves in the wind, and then a particularly strong breeze blows, and the petals fly off into the air, and the mother's protection dissipates as she has gotten you safely across.
Wow.
And that is where we're going to stop tonight.
I
Just
have-
outside of Key East. And we will pick up next week,
Let's go
6
gambling.
p.m. PST. Make sure you check in next week to see what Key East is going to be like, because it's basically a whole nother notebook that I have made.
Oh, city. We're going to a civilization again.
Civilization, finally.
my
We're out of the
God.
red
Yeah.
spine. We've left the red spine behind.
No more creepy birds. No more eggs.
For
No more
telescope
bugs.
achieved, no pit traps triggered. Very
No more
awesome.
magic.
Thank you all so much for being so much fun in the chat. Love peering down and see what you guys are talking about. Man, that's like a whole new layer of fun for this for me. And
Yes.
also, if you want to come hang out tomorrow, Wednesday, 5 p.m. PST, come hang out with me, and we're gonna hang out and do some fun stuff. Last week we made the Foretelloscope. So you never know what fun stuff we might do.
Wow.
Not saying that every week
This is
that
an
we'll
immediate
make something
turnaround.
that will be seen in the next week, but I definitely have some stuff we've all homebrewed together that I'm saving for much further down the line. But this was one thing that was just too fun, and I had a perfect way to drop it on you.
So
Put it
dope.
in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Remember
so
when
dope.
it blinded Joey?
That was so in character.
So in character.
Couldn't
It was
be more in
perfect.
Perfect. The
character.
kid's like, let me do it. Ah! Yeah, fucking great. Yeah. Anybody have anything fun coming up they want to plug?
No,
Nothing.
not really.
Yay.
All right. Well, then just check in tomorrow at 5 p.m. on this channel. Then you can pop over and watch Dylan stream on whatchamacallum on Twitch TV. And then next week, Tuesday. And in the meantime, listen to all of our podcasts on our About section there. I know that Spotify, we're resolving the problem now, but doesn't have our earliest first 2 seasons. So if you're curious about those, check out a different podcast network like Apple Podcasts or
Just go to
like
our
that.
website.
Or go to our website because they're all up there, just like ready to be played, heroclubpodcast.com. Write us a review. Tell us what you think. Follow us on Instagram at Hero Club Pod, at Hero Club Podcast, rather. On Twitter, it's at Hero Club Pod, Facebook, Hero Club Podcast, etc. And yeah, love you all. Thank you for joining us once again, and we'll see you next week. Bye,
Yeah.
everybody.
Bye.
Woo!
Yes. Bye.